Last 7 is 7-3. Here's how the season has gone so far for the Commodores. They opened the season with a big win over Richmond as they dominated both sides of the ball to score a 41-17 win over the Spiders. In Game 2 for the Commodores, it was the SEC opener. It was a tough loss as Alabama beat Vanderbilt 24-10, but the Commodores saw the emergence of quarterback Mackenzie Adams on that day. And in Game 3, Vandy scored a complete victory, 31-17 over Ole Miss, as Kason Jackson Garrison scored 3 touchdowns. Game 4 for the Commodores watched as they also scored another complete victory, beating Eastern Michigan 30-7. Earl Bennett shined at wide receiver, and so did the defense as they held him to 173 yards in total offense. Then Vandy ran into an Auburn buzzsaw. The Commodore defense gave a great effort, but they could not keep Auburn out of the end zone. The Tigers get a 35-7 win. And Georgia hung a 3-point loss on the Commodores the next week as Vandy's defense played great, but Georgia scored late to win. Then Vanderbilt gets 17 points in the first quarter and hangs on for dear life to beat Steve Spurrier and the Gamecocks 17-6. Next up for Vandy, Miami of Ohio. The Commodores get an 11-point win as they rush for 290 yards on the ground to get their victory. Next up for the Commodores in the SEC, the Swamp. And Florida swamped the Commodores 49-22 despite 2 touchdown passes by quarterback Mackenzie Adams. And of course, Vanderbilt faced a potent Florida offense. And then last week, Kentucky defeated Vanderbilt 27-20 despite Mackenzie Adams throwing for 2 touchdowns and running for another. Kentucky scored late for the win, 27-20. Tennessee opened with California, and Eric Ames threw 3 touchdown passes, but it was the Cal special teams and the defense that won the day, and California won the game, 45-31. Tennessee bounced back the next week against Southern Miss with a 20-point win as Arian Foster rolled up 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then Eric Berry, the next week against Florida, returns a Tim Tebow interception 96 yards as the lone bright spot in a 59-20 loss to the Gators. Tennessee was back home against Arkansas State. Eric Ames with a career-high 334 yards passing and 4 touchdowns as Tennessee wins 48-27. Then the Volunteers dominated Georgia totally, 35-14, outrushing the Dogs 190-69 in that dominating win. Tennessee at Mississippi State the next week, and Lucas Taylor with a career-high 11 receptions and 186 receiving yards as the Volunteers win 33-21 over the Bulldogs. Game 7 for Tennessee. Alabama controlled the ball in the second half and picked up a convincing win in Tuscaloosa, 41-17. Then against South Carolina in overtime, Daniel Lincoln's field goal tied it, and Ryan Succop's field goal missed as Tennessee wins it in the fourth quarter and the overtime over South Carolina. Game 9, a totally dominant Tennessee performance. They scored a 9 of 10 possessions, including this interception return by Antonio Reynolds, 59-7 over Louisiana Lafayette. Then Tennessee totally dominated Arkansas, holding the Razorbacks to 1 first down and 49 yards of offense in the first half for a totally dominating 34-13 win. 2 years ago, the Vanderbilt Commodores defeated Tennessee in Knoxville 28-24, snapping a 22-year losing streak to their rivals from East Tennessee. And this afternoon, the Vanderbilt team will be facing a Tennessee team playing great football. The Volunteers completely swamped Arkansas last week in winning 34-13 here at Neyland Stadium. This afternoon, it's Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Coming up next. From Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, the Tennessee Volunteers host the Vanderbilt Commodores in a key Southeastern Conference matchup this afternoon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. I'm Randy Smith, along with Norman Jordan and Pat Ryan for the broadcast of today's game. Tennessee and Vanderbilt, always a great rivalry, though Vanderbilt has not had that many wins lately. They did get one a couple of years ago, 28-24. They're looking for their second win in a row here in Knoxville. Last year, Tennessee won 39-10 against Vanderbilt. And Norman, you played in one of the last Vanderbilt wins, 1982, when they beat Tennessee.
Yeah, it was a great ball game. Beat a great Tennessee team. Is, you know, if you're going to play in this league, you got to play really well, and Tennessee's always up among the best.
All right, and Pat Ryan, Tennessee has a lot to be at stake for today. So does Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's trying to get to a bowl game.
Well, Vanderbilt's trying to get to a bowl game. Tennessee, everybody knows they win the last two games. They're going to go to Atlanta and play LSU.
Great matchup in the secondary this afternoon. Earl Bennett for the Vanderbilt Commodores and Eric Berry. Norman, tell us about Earl Bennett.
Well, what can you say about Earl Bennett? He's not even through at his third year. He's caught more passes than anybody in SEC history. He's 6'1", he's 202 pounds, 228 catches in less than 3 years. It's mind-boggling, and that's in a balanced offense. They average about 165 on rush, 165 on the catches, and Earl has just amassed a great record.
And, of course, he's going to be matched up in the Tennessee secondary with Eric Berry. We knew he was a great freshman coming in here, but I don't think anybody thought he was going to be this good.
Well, one of the highly recruited guys in the country came in. He's a strong safety. He's going to be one of the guys in the secondary that's going to be in charge of trying to slow Earl Bennett down. He had 4 interceptions this year, which leads the team, 207 return yards, which leads the country in return yards. He's been a real catalyst for this defense.
We talked about both these teams having a lot at stake today. Vanderbilt needs to win to be bowl eligible for the first time since Norman Jordan's team took them to a bowl game in 1982. And, of course, Tennessee needs to win to stay in control of the SEC East. They need a win today and a win next week at Kentucky to go to Atlanta to the SEC championship game. And we're just about ready for the kickoff. Tennessee won the coin toss. The Volunteers have elected to receive. Game time temperature 56 degrees here at Neyland Stadium as Coach Philip Fulmer is 144-44, one of only 5 coaches in college football history with 100 wins over the 500 mark. Dennis Rogan and Lennon Creer will be back deep to receive for Tennessee. There's Bobby Johnson in his 6th season at Vanderbilt, 20-48, but that guy has done a fabulous job as the head coach of the Commodores. Bryant Honfeld will kick off for Vandy. And the ball fell off the tee. Just as everyone was excited and ready for the kick, the ball falls off the tee. There is a 17-mile-an-hour wind out of the southwest as well today. Rogan and Creer will receive the kick from Honfeld. And now we're ready. There's a high end-over-end kick coming down inside the 5, taken by Rogan. Rogan straight up the middle, cuts to the outside, cuts back inside, almost to the 25, and Tennessee puts it in play, first down and 10. Tennessee offense up front, and it has been a good line, number 1 in pass protection in the country. Scott, Parker, McNeil, Jacques McClendon, and Raymond Foster. The Volunteer receivers and backs, Arian Foster, Chris Brown, Josh Briscoe, Taylor, and Austin Rogers at receiver, and of course Eric Ainge at quarterback. Ainge back to throw. Throwing deep, caught by Rogers. First down out past the 40-yard line, and Tennessee has a first down on the first play of the game. DJ Moore was defending against Austin Rogers. And there's a look at Ainge's numbers. Pretty good year. Last week, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he is playing almost flawless football, and that pass complete for 19 yards. Now they call the play. Tennessee, of course, running out of the no-huddle. Line of scrimmage is the 43. Give it to Foster. Good block. Foster still on his feet. First down inside Vanderbilt territory, out of bounds inside the 45. Ryan Hamilton shoved him out for the Commodores.
Yeah, just a good counter the other way. Brought the tight end in motion. He kicks out. Foster gets the ball and hits the gap quick, takes it up the field.
Vanderbilt's defense, Stephen Stone, Gabe Hall, Theo Horrocks, and Curtis Gatewood up front following the 17-yard run. Patrick Benoit is a linebacker. DJ Moore, Langford Hamilton, and Myron Lewis in the secondary for Vandy.
Tennessee lining up in this tight bunch formation for the third time in a row. Two wide receivers and a tight end standing up on the left.
Foster cuts outside, back inside, picks up about 5. DJ Moore makes the tackle.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a trap play to the right side with Brown on the trap. Foster didn't like what he saw and just cut it back, and they got the good cutback blocks and gave him some room to go.
5-yard gain. Norman Vanderbilt's defense has played very well at times. They pretty much throttled South Carolina a few weeks ago.
Good linebacking core. They're going to have to get those linebackers involved and not have the defensive backs make a lot of tackles.
Arian Foster picks up about 3 more. Theo Horrocks trips him up just shy of the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. So Tennessee has moved it down to the Vanderbilt 31. Cottom, Brown, and Stocker, 3 tight ends in the game for Tennessee as they look like they're going to go for the first down. They give it to Foster, who I think has it if they mark forward progress. He had to get inside the 30 to get it.
Yeah, that's real close. Foster kind of tiptoed up to that hole. That's not what you'd like to see on a short yardage run. No indecision. You want to take that ball one step and go. He kind of tiptoed in the hole, and it's going to be real close here. I'm not sure he made it.
While the defensive line for Vanderbilt is not exactly the strength of their defense, it's much, much improved over what's been the last several years.
It's going to be short. Tom Mattingly called it about 3 inches.
Still some chicken on that bone in there.
Yep. 4th down. Tennessee has not sent the kicking team out there. It would be a long field goal anyway, so I would imagine Tennessee's going to line up and try to get the first. Officially, that is a no gain for Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee's gone more this year on 4th down than they have in past years. Hitting about 55% at this point. Looking to improve that percentage on this play.
3 tight ends in the game now, along with the tailback Foster. Ainge on 4th down and about 4 inches to go for a first. Now they mark it ready for play. Ainge forward, and where they mark his forward progress depends on if he got the first down. He didn't get much, but I think he got enough for the first down.
Boy, he didn't get a very good mark, Randy. That's just about where it was the first time, isn't it? Might have gained the 3 inches that we said he needed, but that's about all.
He might have it by the nose of the football. I'm not sure. It's going to be very close. He got it. Barely, but he got it.
Yeah, that's a play they've run the last 2 weeks with Ainge on the quarterback sneak, something that they were afraid to do early in the season with that broken finger. Didn't want him running the ball at all. This time they figure he's safe enough and let him go ahead. That's the easiest play to run on that situation.
Tennessee in 4th down conversions for the year, 7 out of 12. First down inside the Vanderbilt 30. Ainge play action. Good protection. Lobbing it down the middle. Incomplete. Penalty marker dropped at the 5-yard line. Lucas Taylor was there, along with several white shirts, including Myron Lewis. But let's see what the flag is about.
It looked like Austin Rogers might have got held as he was trying to run through. Looks like that is the call.
It's against Vanderbilt. Commodores will close their season next week against Wake Forest, and they would like to win today, of course, to get that 6th win.
Number 17 on the defense. On an eligible receiver doing a legal forward pass play. That penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot and carries an automatic first down.
It's against DJ Moore. Automatic first down for Tennessee.
And you know, that's unfortunate because they had good coverage on the play, it appeared.
And DJ Moore is probably their best cover defensive back out there.
First down at the 20-yard line. Foster is still in there with Ainge. Ainge on the draw play. Big hole for Foster. He takes it to the 15. There was a huge hole, but it closed up quickly. He still picks up about 5. Patrick Benoit was in on the tackle for Vanderbilt. Second down upcoming.
And just got a good block at the point of attack from Anthony Parker. Opened that thing up, and he just straight hand off and just took a straight up the field.
Foster with 883 yards certainly has a chance for 1,000. Ainge, quick drop past Taylor, caught inside the 10. First down to the 7-yard line. Benoit makes the tackle again for Vanderbilt, but not before Taylor picks up the first down, and it will be first and goal for Tennessee. Last week, Taylor had 4 catches, 41 yards. He has 782 for the year.
Tennessee doing a good job both on the ground and mixing in the pass. Eating a lot of clock on this first drive.
First down at the 7. Ainge throwing. Pass caught. Taylor. Touchdown, Tennessee. Lucas Taylor, 7 yards from Eric Ainge, and the Volunteers are on the board as they take the opening kick and drive it down the field for a touchdown.
Just soft coverage on the outside by DJ Moore. He had him man-to-man out there. The simple little 5-yard out route. Moore was just late coming up on it.
Phil Fulmer's getting what he wanted here. He knows that Vanderbilt doesn't play that well from behind, and he takes the opening kick and sends it down for 7 points.
Daniel Lincoln will attempt the kick. Morgan Cox will snap it. Casey Woods will hold it. And it is blocked. Vanderbilt got a hand on it.
6 points, not 7 points.
So Tennessee with a 6-0 lead as the extra point is blocked with 11:37 to go here in the first quarter. Let's see who got this one.
No, that's just a low kick.
Theo Horrocks got up there, I think. Daniel Lincoln in his freshman season now 41 of 42 point after attempts. That's his first miss of the year.
Well, Horrocks is 6'4", but I don't believe he even got off the ground a half an inch. I think that's just a low kick.
Well, you know, I think the snap was not completely handled properly by Woods. I think he may have bobbled it, got it down in time, but made it a little late. And of course, Horrocks timed his jump perfectly. Let's take another look at it. Watch the hole. Well, the hole was okay.
Yeah, I take it back. He got off the ground 2 inches.
Tennessee scores first. The Volunteers with a 6-0 lead early in the game against Vanderbilt. Randy Smith, Norman Jordan, and Pat Ryan with you from Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Glad to have you with us on a beautiful fall East Tennessee afternoon.
Well, Tennessee, Randy, last week came out and played what they said was their simplest defensive game plan of the season. And it appeared to be their best game plan of the season because they completely shut Arkansas down. It'll be interesting to see if they come out with a similar type plan today. Just line up 8 men in the box, play straight up, play a lot of man coverage, and see how they can handle Earl Bennett that way. I have my doubts that they can handle him man-to-man all day long.
Britton Colquitt will kick off for Tennessee. Back deep to receive for Vanderbilt will be Alex Washington, number 4, and number 7, Sean Walker. Arian Foster, by the way, has moved into Tennessee's top 10 all-time rushing career list, 2,114 yards. He passes Charlie Garner, who had 2,089 yards in his career. So can the Tennessee defense do what it did last week against Arkansas, several weeks ago against Georgia? We'll see. Colquitt backwards kick. High, fairly short, taken inside the 15 by Alex Washington. Cuts back to the outside. Tennessee's got him hemmed up at the 23. Nowhere to run for Washington. And Tennessee puts Vanderbilt in play. First down and 10 at the 23. Vanderbilt's offense, the up front line, and this is a very good offensive line. Chris Williams, Josh Eames, Hamilton Holloway, Merritt Kirchhofer, and Brian Stamper. Backs and receivers: Kaysen Jackson Garrison, the tailback, Brad Allen, the tight end, Smith, Walker, and Bennett, the receivers. And of course the quarterback, Mackenzie Adams. And Vanderbilt will likely play two quarterbacks today, but Adams gets the start. They give it to Jackson Garrison, trying to sweep left, picks up pretty good yardage, crossing the 25, picks up maybe 3. Rico McCoy makes the tackle for the Volunteers. Tennessee's defense, the ends, Reynolds and Xavier Mitchell. DeMonte Bolden, J.P. Mapu getting the start at tackle. Carl, Mayo, McCoy, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Brent Vinson, Eric Berry, Jonathan Hefney, and D'Angelo Willingham. Berry is playing at the strong safety for Tennessee. Second down and 7. And around. They give it to number 7, Sean Walker. He's stopped at the 30. Penalty markers fly.
Looks like a face mask.
Could be. We'll see. A pickup of about 2, maybe 3 on the play. And then you add in the penalty. We'll see where they're going to mark the ball. Face mask against Tennessee. That's going to give Vanderbilt a first down.
Yeah, that was Eric Berry coming out of a strong safety spot, trying to come up and force the run. He kind of overran it, reached out to grab the ball carrier, and inadvertently, I believe, caught his face mask.
Face mask. Number 17 on the defense. The penalty is 5 yards added to the end of the run. Result of the penalty is a first down.
He said number 17.
We don't have a 17. That was Eric Berry.
Right.
Bobby Johnson's going to play this type of offense all day long. He's going to try to use 3 downs to get the first down and keep that Tennessee defense packed in, and then try to hit them deep.
First down, Vanderbilt at the Commodore 35. Adams pass bounced, intended for Earl Bennett, incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, he had the play action pass and had Bennett on the simple stop route on the outside, just skipped the ball to him. I couldn't tell whether the pressure got to him or he tripped or what, but just a throw in the dirt.
I don't think there was that much pressure. Let's look.
He's coming into the game, not a lot of pressure there. He's coming into the game with an injury around his chest area, so he's not going to want a lot of contact today.
Second down and 10 from the 35. 2 receivers right for Vanderbilt, 2 backs in the eye behind Adams. Give it to Jackson. Tennessee's got him at the line. Maybe a yard loss. That's Jeff Jennings carrying for Vanderbilt. And DeMonte Bolden wraps him up. And a Vanderbilt player is down. That's a lineman, Brian Stamper. Looks like he's holding his back. 6'5", 300-pound senior for the Vanderbilt offensive line. And Vandy's offensive line has had a really good year.
They've had a good year, and even with injuries, the second team now, they send the guys in, and they look like first-team players. And Vanderbilt hasn't had that kind of depth.
Vanderbilt with 5 seniors starting up front on the offensive line. Sophomores all playing behind them.
Looks like he might have hyperextended his back.
Here's another angle. Let's see if we can see. Yep. His back. He's holding his back. I think somebody might have put a knee in his back or something there on that play.
Well, I'm sure it was inadvertent, you know. Obviously, they don't have any rough stuff that goes on down there in those piles. You think?
No, they don't do that in the SEC. Come on.
Several gentlemen lined up down there.
Yes, the gentleman is a kind word for those guys.
Coach Bobby Johnson has done a great job at Vanderbilt. Has not won in terms of what you would consider, Norman, other schools would consider a success, but he's competitive. I mean, they're competitive in every game, and he's won 2 SEC games this year.
You're not seeing the blowouts that you get used to as a Vanderbilt fan and former player, but he's built a good base for this team. He's got some players that are SEC caliber. Most of the players are SEC caliber, and that's what you got to have to win in this league.
Right.
Well, Vanderbilt is, you're behind the 8 ball when it comes to recruiting, and you've got different, admission standards and things like that, so you have to recruit a different type of athlete, don't you, Norman?
And you really got to, when you recruit, you got to recruit character. You got to find these kids that can come in there, have a couple of tough years, and still have a will to win. It doesn't hurt if they can convert on 3rd and long.
It doesn't. And you've got 3rd and long here, spread formation. It appears that Bennett is lined up. Eric Berry's lined up on Earl Bennett. We'll see if he takes in man-to-man or Tennessee drops off into the zone.
3rd down, about 11 for the Commodores at their own 34. Tennessee leads at 6-0. 10-17 left in the first quarter. And I have no idea what we're waiting on. Well, we're going to wait with them, I guess. There's Coach Philip Fulmer.
He's asking what we're waiting on, too. Here we go.
All right, they marked it ready for play. We're ready. 3rd down, 11, Vanderbilt. 2 receivers right. There's a man in the slot. Play action. They're coming after him. Pass is incomplete. Shy of the 30-yard line, and Tennessee will force Vanderbilt to punt the ball. He was trying to get Jackson Garrison. JT Mapu putting the preheat on him.
Yeah, that was a screen play to the left, trying to get the ball to Jackson Garrison. Tennessee smelled it out, didn't bring a heavy rush, dropped back to cover the screen. Adams had nothing else to do but just throw it in the dirt.
Brett Upson, number 39, will punt for Vanderbilt. Rogan, number 41, will stand at his 25 and receive. High, deep spiral, good kick. And the fair catch signal for and made by Rogan at the 28, and that's where Tennessee puts it in play. 1st down and 10. Well, Norman, you saw the Vanderbilt-Kentucky game last week, and Vanderbilt, just like against Georgia, just like against a couple of other teams, they had a chance to win late.
They had a chance to win. I was really impressed with the defensive game plan. They took Woodson more or less out of the game by blitzing quite a bit, and yeah, they just couldn't pull it through at the end.
38-yard punt that time by Upson, and Vanderbilt on defense. Tennessee at the 28, 1st down. Ainge, quick pass caught by Rogers out past the 30. Short gain. Jonathan Goff makes the tackle for Vanderbilt.
Tennessee spread 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Usually run that little bubble screen out thing. All that is a running play from a spread formation to get your 4 or 5 yards on 1st down. They got the 4 yards, just what they wanted.
Ainge so far off to a great start. 4 out of 4, 39 yards and 1 touchdown. Gain of 5 on that last play. 2nd down 5. Ainge over the middle, caught by Taylor. 1st down. Taylor crosses midfield into Vanderbilt territory. Myron Lewis made the tackle. Eric Ainge now 5 of 5 in passing, and Tennessee is at the Vanderbilt 47-yard line.
Same formation, spread it all out. Brought Taylor on the crossing pattern on the weak side. Vanderbilt dropped off into the double zone back there. He just hit him in the void area behind the linebacker.
And all set up by the little short screens.
20-yard completion from Ainge to Taylor. Tennessee with 2 receivers left, trips to the right. Ainge, quick one. Pass caught by Briscoe inside the 40. 1st down inside the 35 goes Josh Briscoe. Ryan Hamilton makes the tackle for Vanderbilt, but again, Tennessee's moving the football.
Those little plays just break your back. You've got them covered. Marcus Buggs is right there to make the play. Just on a little short stop route, slips, And so what happens, receiver goes for about 7 or 8 more.
Yeah, it's just athletic ability here. They're saying, I think our athletes are better than yours, so we're going to put it in their hands and let them run.
13-yard pickup, first down at the 35. Again, Tennessee with 5 wide. Ainge, plenty of time. There's his first incompletion over the head of Lucas Taylor and Josh Briscoe. Myron Lewis was defended. It'll be second down at the Vanderbilt 35.
Well, that was good coverage that time by the Commodore secondary. Eric really had no place to go with that ball, so he just threw it over to the guy with that big microphone over there.
And I think that's the thing that David Cutcliffe has brought to Ainge. He's making better decisions. If it's not there, don't even go there.
Yeah, he just get rid of it. We'll just live to fight the next play.
Second down, again 5 wide. Ainge, little flare. Taylor inside the 30, picks up pretty good yardage. Austin Rogers, the receiver, rather than Taylor. It'll be third and short.
That's the same bubble screen, just thrown to the right side. Those things don't work unless your receivers will block. That time, Quentin Hancock got out there, stayed on the cornerback, and gave Rogers a lane to cut back into.
If you're the defensive back, you've got to keep your feet, and they're getting rolled up out there.
Third down in about 3. Ainge again caught to the tight end down to the 25. That is going to be, I think, short of the first down. Actually, the receiver was Austin Rogers, number 21. It's going to bring up a 4th down in inches again. We'll see. They're going to actually measure again and see where this football is. It might be enough. What do you think, Tom Mattingly? He says it's short.
Isn't that the same? Isn't that exactly where the ball was last time? Same yard line and all?
Might have been.
Or was it on the 30-yard line?
I think it was on the 30 last time.
It sure looks the same. Anyway, I think it's short.
Nope. Got it by an inch. First down, Tennessee at the Vanderbilt 25. Tennessee's drive, which started at their 28 so far, has covered 43 yards in 2 minutes 22 seconds and 6 plays.
And this is a drive that your running backs hate because we're not using any of them.
Right.
It's all wide receivers. Foster's sitting over, he's chomping at the bit. Let me in there.
First down at the 25. Ainge again with 5 wide. Ainge. Pass caught by Gerald Jones, number 4. Not much there.
Jonathan Goff right there. He is a ball player, number 47 for Vanderbilt. Came up, made the tackle, and if you could get more plays like this out of the linebackers, you've got to stop playing this little wide receiver screen game.
I think that's one reason Tennessee is doing it, because 2 of Vanderbilt's best players are Goff and Buggs. They're leading tacklers, and these type of formations essentially take the linebackers out of the game.
Second down, still 10. Pass incomplete. He threw it behind the intended receiver. That's Josh Briscoe, and it will bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Tennessee at the 25.
Vanderbilt was bringing the blitz, bringing 2 guys from Eric's right side. He saw it. I think he just got a little too antsy with that ball, wanted to get it out too quick because he had plenty of time, and he just threw it behind Briscoe.
Well, he's shown that if you're going to let him stand back there, that he's going to complete the passes. So they're going to have to bring some heat on him.
Foster's back in the game for Tennessee. Again, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Ainge, Vanderbilt's blitzing. Pass is going to be incomplete, way over out of the reach of Austin Rogers inside the 15. So Tennessee now with a 4th down and 10 at the 25 will send Daniel Lincoln back to attempt a field goal.
It's a perfect illustration of what you're just talking about, Norman. He felt the heat coming from his right side, and he turns to the left and makes an errant throw out on the sideline route.
A great passer. You cannot just let him sit back. You're going to have to put some pressure on him, make him throw before he's ready to throw.
Daniel Lincoln, 18 field goals out of 21 attempts, including a long of 48. That was against South Carolina. This one is from 41. He gets it away. It is long enough. It hits the upright and bounces into the end zone. No good. So Vanderbilt finally stops Tennessee at the 25, and the Volunteers miss a 41-yard field goal.
This is getting reminiscent of Vanderbilt last week against Kentucky. They missed 2 field goals and an extra point. And it really, it wound up being a 7-point game.
It came back to bite him. Oh, yeah. Philip wanted that one. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, you go out there and you look at that goalpost, and that thing is, you know, what, 5 inches across there. And you see more balls hit the uprights. I mean, it's amazing you can hit that thing. Couldn't if you were trying.
Oh, they tried to line up.
I could stand 2 feet in front of it and throw it and not hit it all day. Lincoln now 18 of 22 in field goals after that miss, and Tennessee maintaining a 6-0 lead with 6:21 to go here in the first quarter.
You know, this is a drive that Vanderbilt needs at this point. Didn't do much on the first drive. Tennessee went down, got the early lead. Tennessee did them a little bit of a favor there. Missed the field goal, got no points out of that. So Vanderbilt needs to answer on this drive.
Well, even if Vanderbilt held them to a field goal, they're still lift. It's a big lift for Vanderbilt. They held them to a field goal. And now to have the miss, it's a huge lift. But as you say, they're going to have to come back, Pat, and they're going to have to drive and get 3 or 7 to show Tennessee we're here to play.
Well, if anything, they're going to have to give their defense some rest.
Yeah.
You know, keep the ball for a couple drives.
Now, Tennessee used a 5-wide formation most of that drive, though they ran the ball pretty effectively the first possession. Do you think we'll see more running next time when Tennessee gets the ball?
I think you'll see a completely different formation next time. I think David Cutcliffe is going to mix it up the whole game, or just kind of see, you know, get a feel of exactly what's working best for him. But yeah, I think you'll see the running backs back in the ball game.
Well, down through the years, the big fear for Vanderbilt is what do they do with their running game? And if they get that established, Vanderbilt's going to be on skates.
First down, Vanderbilt just shy of their own 25-yard line. Mackenzie Adams at quarterback, and he's got 3 receivers right, 2 left. He's going to go 5 wide over the middle, caught by Bennett at the 30, but he is immediately slammed down by Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, but that's a man catch right there.
There aren't many players in college football, and a handful in the pros that can make that catch and hold on to it.
You know, or want to. Let's put it there, or even want to. You know, I mean, that's a man catch. You go in there, you take a lick like that and hang on to the ball. It's impressive.
Gain of 6, second down 4. They give it to Jackson Garrison, who runs. Now they blow the whistle dead. It's going to be a procedure penalty against Vanderbilt. So that one's coming back, and that'll nullify 5 of the 6 yards Bennett picked up on the catch.
False start. Number 85 on the offense. The penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. It remains second down.
And the way Bobby Johnson's offense runs, they're playing, as I said earlier, they're playing 3 downs to get 10 yards. And if you throw a 5-yard penalty in there, it really kills this offense.
Well, it does. I don't care what kind of offense you're running. You know, when you get second and 4, third and 3, those are manageable situations. Vanderbilt's got to get 5 or 6 yards here to have a manageable third down situation.
Jackson Garrison stopped at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Tennessee was there. Gerard Mayo leading the charge against Garrison. It's going to be 3rd and long upcoming for Vandy.
Well, early in any game, you watch up front and see how the big players are playing. And the linemen right now, Tennessee's not getting moved off the ball. There's nowhere for Garrison to go here. It's just nowhere at all. Or Jennings, I'm sorry.
Third down. About 9. Adams back to throw. It's caught at the 30, but it's going to be way short of the first down. Justin Wheeler, the ex-wide receiver, makes the catch. It'll be 4th down upcoming for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, that's good coverage by Eric Berry. We brought the extra corner blitz off Adams' right side. He saw it, but what that does, it forces that wide receiver into a short route. If you're up tight on him, you'll go ahead and let him catch the ball, but tackle him short of the first down stick.
Yeah, as a receiver, you've got to realize there's a blitz going on, and as you say, Pat, you've got to shorten that route because the quarterback's coming in a hurry with the ball.
Dennis Rogan stands at his 30 as Brett Upson gets the punt away. Tennessee got awfully close to it. Fair catch at the 29 for Rogan, and that's where Tennessee puts it in play. Last time they put it in play at the 28. Almost the same spot. They'll mark it at the 29, and Tennessee gets the ball back with a 6-0 lead. 4:05 to go here in the first period.
And Arian Foster is lining up behind Eric Ainge, so he is back in the ball game.
The 40-yard punt that time by Upson with no return. 2 receivers left for Tennessee. And Brown and Foster's lined up in the backfield. Ainge over center. Play action, rolling left, throwing, pass caught, and then immediately falling down was Chris Brown, who lined up at the fullback spot, catches the pass for a small gain, about 2 yards.
Well, Ainge ran the bootleg. He's looking downfield. He's trying to find Lucas Taylor as tight end. His last resort has come out to Brown and threw him a ball that Brown makes a heck of a catch off an easy throw, but reaching out like that caused him to slip down and essentially get nothing.
2nd down, 8. Ainge 3-step drop caught by Taylor inside the 35. Lucas Taylor with a reception. Myron Lewis the tackle for Vanderbilt. Another short gain for Tennessee, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they run a couple of these short routes on the outside, so you know what's going to be coming sooner or later. You know, they're going to try and, you know, get the cornerbacks to bite up and go, you know, throw one over their head.
Tennessee faced with a 3rd down and 2 at the 37. Play action. Ainge incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 2. Luke Stocker, the intended receiver, but Ainge was being pressured and had to throw off his back foot, so it's incomplete.
It's like Bugs coming off the corner there, and once again, I think with Ainge, you're going to have to try to keep some pressure on him because he is truly a great passer.
But you see exactly what happens. You get, you know, when you get on him, you know, that's a bootleg, and that's the guy you're trying to get it to, your tight end. But you got to be able to turn your shoulders and throw that ball. Bugs was on him so fast that he really didn't have a chance to make a good throw.
Right.
Colquitt will stand inside his 25 and punt it away to Alex Washington for Vanderbilt. And boy, Vandy almost got in there, but it's a beautiful kick. Washington makes the catch at the 22, and Vanderbilt will put it in play. 1st down and 10 right there. So a good punt by Colquitt that time for Tennessee. With no return for Vanderbilt, a 41-yard punt by Britton Colquitt.
Vanderbilt's going to have to figure out a way to make a 1st down here.
Crowd beginning to get a little louder as Tennessee's on defense again. They give it to Bennett, end around. Tennessee's got him stopped. They're going to get him back at the 15. Earl Bennett, and nowhere to go. Ricardo Kemp from his free safety spot. Jonathan Hefney also there, and it's a big loss for Vanderbilt.
Well, Vanderbilt ran this play several times last week against Kentucky with real limited success on it. The only time that Earl had a good run was when he turned it up inside before he got around the end, and Tennessee's speed is at least equal to Kentucky.
Yeah, and the thing about that play, that is a sideways running play. And, you know, against speed teams, sideways usually doesn't equate to many yards.
Loss of 6, 2nd down. They give it to Jackson Garrison, who gets that yardage back plus a couple of more yards. Rico McCoy, Gerard Mayo make the tackle at the 25, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Vandy.
A good run right there, but once again, you're staring at the 3rd and long.
Good job of moving the defensive line off the line. Jackson Garrison just follows his guard in the center straight up through the middle.
3rd down, about 7 for Vanderbilt at the 25. Mackenzie Adams out of the shotgun. Over the middle, caught. First down, Vanderbilt crossing to 40. George Smith, the Z wide receiver, makes the grab, and Vandy's got a first down near the 40.
That's just a good crossing route. Tennessee lined up and showed a deep zone, and then came back into a man coverage. George Smith just lost Vincent on the in route. Smith, and Adams put it right on the money.
Yeah, Smith ran a good route right there, but you'll notice Tennessee's linebackers didn't get depth right there, so he had a good soft area to follow into.
Second first down for Vanderbilt after the 16-yard gain. Adams pitches back to Garrison. Actually, this is Jennings. Jennings for a short gain out near the 45. Gerard Mayo makes the tackle for Tennessee, and Jeff Jennings picks up about 4.
And that little option play when Jay Cutler was quarterback for Vanderbilt was very successful for him. But you've got a smaller quarterback here with Mackenzie Adams, and you've got an injured quarterback, so I wouldn't expect to see that a whole lot today.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see it that time. I mean, 4 yards is a heck of a price to pay for putting your quarterback out of the game. He took a pretty good shot.
Tennessee's coming with a blitz. They give it inside to Jackson Garrison. First down as he crosses midfield. Robert Ayers makes the tackle on Kaysen Jackson Garrison, and it's a first down for Vanderbilt.
They found a little something there in the middle, a little soft spot. There's been 2 or 3 good runs just straight up the middle of the field. Vanderbilt's got a big, experienced offensive line. These guys have had a lot of starts together, and they do have some size. So when they get moving you off the ball, I don't know what you can do about it.
Just when you think that Vanderbilt won't have a running game, all of a sudden they'll surprise you, and it changes the dynamic of the football game.
Oh, yeah, anytime you can run the football, and if you can't run the football against Tennessee, they'll bury you today, because they'll start bringing some pressure, and Adams will not have a chance to throw the football. You've got to be able to mix in some run to even have a chance.
At the end of the first quarter, Tennessee leading at 6-0 as the Volunteers scored on their first possession. Some of my friends in the media and I were talking about Tennessee needs to beat Vanderbilt, needs to beat Kentucky. Down through over the last 22 years, the record against those two teams for Tennessee is an amazing 46-2. And everybody said, well, we're going to go to the championship game. Well, this is not your average year. These are not the same Vanderbilt Kentucky teams. Both these teams are pretty good, and they're competitive.
Very competitive. Norman was talking about Vanderbilt hasn't won a ton of games. They're sitting on 6 right now, but they are competitive in every game they play. I mean, it's one of those teams that if you just don't bring your A game, I mean, you're going to walk out disappointed at the end of the day.
Which is, I think, what happened with the Vanderbilt-South Carolina game. I think South Carolina thought, well, here comes Vanderbilt, we'll get a win, and Vanderbilt came to play and beat a very good South Carolina team.
There's Bobby Johnson. Looks a lot like Steve Martin, doesn't he?
It's the first time he's ever heard that.
Oh, yeah. I did a story on him several years ago when he was coaching at Furman. Had a lot of cutaways of Steve Martin and him, and boy, he does look a lot like him.
He doesn't look as funny for some reason.
He looks a little worried most of the time. Vanderbilt's got it. First down. Mackenzie Adams. Pass intended for number 7, Sean Walker. Incomplete over his head. It'll be second down and 10. One of my media friends up here told me that on the internet somewhere that there's a clip of the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. John Candy and Steve Martin, and they've got Bobby Johnson's face and over Steve Martin's, and Philip Fulmer's over John Candy.
Oh,
it's pretty funny. Second down and 10. Vanderbilt. They give it to Troy Jennings, who crosses the line of scrimmage, picks up 3-4 yards. Pretty good gain. It'll be third and short for Vanderbilt.
Looked like he had more room to run on the outside right there, but he was insistent on staying inside. You get coached that way, that you're not going to get to the outside in this league. But right here, I think he could have bounced it.
Yeah, I believe if he bounces that, he gets the edge. He gets outside of Rico McCoy and gets to the sideline.
Third down and 5, a little less than 5 actually for Vanderbilt. First time they've been in Tennessee territory this game. And somebody jumped. Tennessee jumped off sides, but were they drawn by a procedure penalty? We'll have to see.
Or the other way around.
Thought I saw movement out of the right side of Vanderbilt's line.
I did too, but it was after the defensive guy jumped, I think. I don't know what they're going to.
Well, Tennessee's pointing to Vanderbilt.
That's a surprise.
Yeah. You don't see that often, do you?
Offside.
See.
Defense in the neutral zone. Prior to the snap. It's 5 yards from the previous spot. Remains third down.
I think that might have been Xavier Mitchell, not for sure, over on the left side that jumped. And when he jumped, the offensive tackle raised up into his protection position.
Well, in 3rd and 5, could have gotten a hard count from Mackenzie Adams that drew off the line.
Offsides against Tennessee cost them 5. They had a little less than 5 for the first down, so they mark it at the 32 or 37. And Vanderbilt's got another first down. That's their 4th first down in this drive. Jennings is the tailback behind Mackenzie Adams. Goes right. Quarterback. Mackenzie Adams keeps it. Tennessee has him inside the 35. That's a pickup of about 5. Rico McCoy and Gerard Mayo make the tackle for Tennessee.
I can assure you Bobby Johnson did not want this play to develop the way it developed, because you've got a quarterback who's dinged up a little bit, and you don't want him back there with the big linebackers and even crossing up with a couple of linemen there.
Well, the last thing you want to see is a quarterback cut back across the grain. If you're going to run the football, head to the sidelines or into the number area. The minute you cut back, there's trouble coming, I promise you.
Vanderbilt's 9th play of the drive coming up, and Adams calls time. On a 2nd down rather than 5 at the Tennessee 32. And Vandy wants to talk about it.
You know, Vanderbilt got just what you were talking about, Norman, though. They're getting positive yards on first down, and that's key to what they want to do offensively.
Well, that, Pat, and if you showed me the first quarter footage and said Vanderbilt's down 6-0, I'd be, oh, we're lucky to be right here where we are.
Well, I tell you what, I mentioned at the start of this drive that Vanderbilt needed to figure out a way to make a first down. Well, they must have heard me, because they figured out how to make 4 in a row.
Here are your stats. Rushing yards, Tennessee with 31, Vandy 21. Total yards, Tennessee with a big edge. First downs, pretty big edge. And time of possession, slight edge for the Volunteers, 8.5 minutes to 6 minutes. 2 penalties against Vanderbilt, 1 against Tennessee. And of course the Volunteers holding a 6-0 lead with 13:12 to go in the 2nd quarter. Georgia has taken the lead over Kentucky 14-10, 7 minutes in the 3rd, and Ohio State is up on Michigan 14-3 with 14 minutes left in the game.
You know, that's a game that a lot of people thought Michigan could win this time, and they might yet. But they, you know, Ohio State coming off a devastating defeat last week, kind of ruined their national championship hopes. A lot of people thought that they'd come in kind of dragging their tail this week, but apparently Tressel got them back up.
Well, you have to believe that they've still got an outside shot at making the championship game.
Outside.
Outshot,
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, the way everybody is, you know, everybody's going down. You don't want to be number 2 anymore. That's for sure.
No.
You know, until the last week.
That's right.
The last week you want to be number 2. You can't be number 1.
Mackenzie Adams 3 out of 6, 27 yards. Vanderbilt 2nd down and 5 at the 32 of Tennessee. Adams rolling to the right, little option, keeps it, gets the first down. I think he's going to be very, very close. Rico McCoy made the tackle for Tennessee. Ryan Carl also helping out for the Volunteers.
Gutsy run up there in there, and he gets really close. It's hard to tell.
And Tennessee has a player down at the line of scrimmage. That is 90. That's DeMonte Bolden, who has really played well lately at defensive tackle. He's going to be okay. Well, you don't want to lose him if you're Tennessee.
No, he's one of the main reasons that their run defense, their total defense, has picked up in the last few weeks. Good strong run by Mackenzie Adams coming down the line. You were talking about how he was injured and we didn't figure to see him run, and somebody forgot to tell him, I guess, because he's run it twice since then.
It's Vanderbilt, Tennessee. You run.
There you go.
First down, Vanderbilt. Line of scrimmage is the Tennessee 27. They hand it to Garrison, who gets around the left side. Good yardage inside the 20. He's going to be short of the first down, but not by a lot. D'Angelo Willingham makes the tackle for Tennessee, but Vanderbilt is moving this football.
Well, once again, what he did right here is he bounced it out a little bit more, I think, than the play was drawn up to be. And Jackson Garrison picks up, looks like 9 yards.
9 yards, second down and 1.
And Sean Walker did a good job of stoning Eric Berry out there, coming up in a forced position to give the running back a chance to get outside.
Troy Jennings trips, slips, and steps over the Tennessee line and gets the first down, shy of the 15. Walter Fisher makes the tackle at defensive tackle for the Volunteers.
Almost looked like he could have broken that one into the end zone. I think it surprised him as much as it surprised me. What's right here? He's going to see a little opening right out there to the right and trips.
Yeah.
First down. The Tennessee 16-yard line. They give it to Jennings again. Jeff Jennings inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of about 5 or 6. Ryan Carl makes the tackle, but Vanderbilt moving the football with Tennessee leading 6-0 here early in the second quarter.
Vanderbilt really doesn't have that scat back running back that's going to break the big play on a run like that. But as I keep saying, Bobby Johnson's not looking for a 60-yard run. He's looking for a 4, 5, 6-yard run.
Second down and 6. Gain of 4.
Well, Tennessee straight up man coverage. They're bringing some heat here.
Tennessee, nice job by Vanderbilt blocking out in front. Eric Berry makes the tackle, but he goes inside the 10. It will be shy of a first down, but a flag is dropped at the end of the play.
Face mask. Number 14 on the defense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. The result of the penalty is a first down.
That's the second face mask against Eric Berry today. Let's look. There it is right there.
Incidentally, he let go as soon as it happened, but still first down for Vanderbilt.
Can't touch that face mask. Vandy's getting some. The key to the last couple of runs for Vandy is they're getting great blocking out of their 2 tight ends. Brad Allen and Jake Bradford doing a good job on the defensive ends, holding their position and hooking them and giving the running back a chance to get out on the corner.
There was a lot of orange momentum coming from the defense, but still, like you say, great blocks in the corner.
14th play of the drive coming up. Adams rolling deep right, throwing back to the left. He's got a man. Touchdown, Vanderbilt. No, he dropped it.
He dropped it.
He dropped the football. The official signaled the touchdown, but he did not have control.
It just took too long to get there. It had too long to think about catching that pass.
Jake Bradford or number 82, that's Justin Green. Let's see. Justin Green was bobbling the football, and really a great job defensively by Vanderbilt after the ball touched the receiver to get him out of bounds before he caught it.
Well, Robert Ayers, defensive end.
He got his hand on it, I think, but the ball should have been put away long before.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing in coverage, but he did a good job of hustling to the football and getting a hit.
Second down and goal from the 4. Jackson stopped at the 3. He might have gotten a yard, maybe a foot. That was the Vanderbilt tailback stopped by Rico McCoy, and that was Jeff Jennings, not Garrison.
Yeah, they're roommates.
Great tackle up front. Tennessee doing a great job stonewalling them here. 3rd and goal from the 3. Jennings again, the tailback. Adams has gone all the way at quarterback for Vanderbilt thus far.
They're looking for Bennett.
They throw it into the end zone, incomplete, and a hole against Tennessee.
That one's not one worth arguing about.
Eric Berry holding, Ryan Carl also defending, and Earl Bennett was the intended receiver. I think if they just keep their hands on him, that ball's incomplete.
It's possible. Bennett came in motion from the right side and came clear across the field, trying to cut up underneath. Carl pushed him deep back into the end zone, and Adams tried to float it to him, but then I believe Berry got his hand on him again.
I think you'll see his jersey.
Pass interference. Number 39 on the defense.
They called it on Ryan Carl.
The ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. The result of the penalty is an automatic first down.
You see him grab his
right
jersey.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's possible he could have got to that football anyway. He kind of made him go the roundabout way.
Kason Jackson Garrison in the game now at tailback for Vanderbilt. 1st and goal, Commodores at the 2. They give it to him. Tennessee hits him at the 5. That's a loss of about 2 yards. Robert Ayers, Rico McCoy was there, and so was Dan Williams. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 5.
Well, I think what you're looking at right here is simply a case of too many people to block.
Well, we were bragging on the tight ends. I believe Brad Allen missed his man right there. Good play by Robert Ayers to cut up inside.
I wonder if he had time to yell, "Look out."
Probably not. That's a huge play, because anytime you get 1st down, 3-yard line on a penalty like that, it's almost a 4-yard collusion. You're going to get a touchdown. They move him back 2 or 3 yards. Now it's a different story.
Adams rolling right, lobbing it. It is caught. Touchdown, Vanderbilt. Brad Allen makes the reception, and we're tied at 6.
Yeah, Xavier Mitchell, I believe, was coming off the line in coverage on Allen and let him go at the last second. Adams found him for the easy touchdown.
A lot of new combinations and coverages for teams these days, and here's one of the problems is when you drop off, and right there, catches it on about the 4-yard line and just coasts into the end zone.
Yeah, I can't tell if Xavier really had coverage on him or was just bumping him trying to come in through the blocker, but either way.
Brian Honfeld gives Vanderbilt a 7-6 lead as the Commodores eat up a bunch of clock in about 18, 19 plays in that drive. We'll count them up for you. And Vanderbilt has taken a 7-6 lead with just over 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. And that was the first half touchdown scored against Tennessee here at Neyland Stadium this year since the Arkansas State game back on September 22nd.
Let's see if we can see what happens here with the coverage. Slips out. Looks like just a well-designed play.
And nobody was anywhere close to defending it for Tennessee.
Now, as I said, Xavier came up and bumped the tight end and let him go. Don't know who's supposed to have him behind there, but whoever it was didn't make it.
We know the play action fake didn't hold him because he was 5 yards away from the fake.
That's right.
That was a 17-yard drive, 78 yards, and listen to this, 9 minutes and 2 seconds. Vanderbilt actually took that possession late in the second quarter.
Well, that was an impressive drive by Vanderbilt, especially, their 2 possessions before that, they essentially did nothing. And Tennessee was kind of having their way with them. Tennessee misses the field goal. They get the ball back, and bam, 17 plays later, which will definitely give their defense some rest.
And here's the problem with Vanderbilt is they haven't played from the lead that much this year. So the defense is really important they go out there and answer. They haven't stopped Tennessee on defense so much as Tennessee stopped themselves.
But it's got to be easier than playing from behind.
Yeah.
So if you had your druthers, you'd take the
Ask that guy what he'd rather do, play from behind or play from ahead.
Yeah. He wouldn't give you a Steve Martin answer, I'll promise you that.
Dennis Rogan will be back deep to receive for Tennessee, along with Lennon Creer and Hanfeld, who kicked the extra point, giving Vanderbilt the lead, will kick off.
And on the flip side of that, Norman, Tennessee needs to answer. You know, after sitting over there for 9 minutes, they need to come out and do some business themselves on offense.
Even though they didn't have a lot of success with the running back package last time, I think you'll see that again because Fulmer knows he needs to establish the run.
Tennessee had 8 first downs to 1 against Vanderbilt at one time. Now it's 9-8 Vanderbilt. High kick taken at the 6 by Creer. Creer up the middle. Vanderbilt's got him shy of the 25. And Creer brings it out to about the 22, maybe the 23. That's where Tennessee puts it in play. First down and 10. Eric Ainge in at quarterback, 8:24 to go. Boy, Tennessee was so crisp when they took that opening kick and marched right down the field and scored, and they have not really threatened since.
Well, Vanderbilt came with a series of pressure packages and forced Eric to make some quicker throws than he had to make in the first couple of series, and consequently got him off the field.
Ainge gives it to Foster. Good block, cut around the left. Foster out to the 30, shoved out of bounds after about 6. Jonathan Goff makes the tackle, pushing him out of bounds. Tennessee, on their first drive, gets the first down from Ainge. And then the pass completion to Taylor. And then Taylor for the touchdown. They made it look easy on that first possession. Second down and 3. They run it straight ahead. First down, crossing the 35, goes Foster. Marcus Buggs and Jonathan Goff make the tackle for Vanderbilt. Arian Foster having a great year. Is lined up to get over 1,000 yards. Has 7 carries and 43 today. First down, Tennessee at the 35. Play action, Ainge. Way over the head of Rogers. Incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
That wasn't only over, but way inside. That was, I don't know what happened with that throw. That was a very poor throw. Play action. He's got Rogers out in the flat. All you got to do is flip it out there to him, and that was not even close.
Second down and 10. Tennessee at the Volunteer 35. 11 out of 16, 89 yards for Ainge today. They give it to Foster, who is stopped, cuts back inside, gets good yardage, crossing to 40. I tell you what, Arian Foster with good second and third effort picks up a decent run for the Volunteers. Stephen Stone tackles him for Vanderbilt.
Well, Vandy was in good position initially, making Foster stutter and move around. But the problem is they don't have anybody come and seal the deal. Give Foster a chance to put on one more move and pick up his 4 or 5 yards.
Third down, a little over 5 to go, just shy of the 40-yard line. Clock moving, 7:12 to go first half. Vanderbilt leading it 7-6. Ainge out of the shotgun, lobs it, pass caught, and then dropped. But they say it was a catch and the ground caused the fumble. Chris Brown makes the catch. I think that's a first down, but I'm not sure. Well, Tom Mattingly says it's about 3 inches short. David Grimm, our statistician, says it is a first down. One of you guys is wrong.
And we're going to find out real quick. That should have been a first down. That's another poor throw by Eric Ainge.
I think what's happened is Vanderbilt's gotten him out of his rhythm. He was in a great rhythm early on.
It is short. Mattingly is right. Grimm is wrong.
We keeping score in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't rescind your vote. I'm sorry. So it's going to be third down or fourth down and inches at the 45. Tennessee went for it last time, needed 3, gained 4 inches, and got the first down.
Obviously they're going to go for it again.
A little different situation here, though, because they're backed up in their own territory.
It is,
here.
but last week they did the same thing against Arkansas. First drive of the ball game went for one.
Well, they got to get 2 inches right here. That's it.
Yeah, it's possible they could try and pull Vanderbilt off sides with a hard count. If not, call a timeout and punt.
Long count. Ainge sneaks it, gets the first down as he crosses the 45. And Eric Ainge at 6'6", 225 pounds, gets the first down. Gabe Hall made the tackle, but not before Ainge gets the first down for Tennessee at the 45.
Coach Fulmer, being the old offensive lineman, I'm sure that he thought, well, if I can't get 3 or 4 inches, I don't need to be playing this game.
Right. That's his attitude. 10 first downs for the Volunteers. They are now 8 out of 13 on the year in fourth down conversions, 2 out of 2 today. Ainge calling the play out of the no huddle, under 6.5 minutes to go first half. They give it to Foster. Good block, big hole. Foster around the right side. Good yardage, but Vanderbilt shut him down before he could really take off. Ryan Hamilton, the free safety, hung on to him and held him after about a 6-yard gain. We'll see where they mark the football. It's at the Vanderbilt 47.
At 6'1", 225, Foster is the kind of back that really wears on you as the game goes on, and that's when you start seeing in third and fourth quarter broken tackles.
Second down and 4. Foster again. Big hole. Foster on his feet inside the 40. Another Tennessee first down.
Yeah, that was a huge hole on the left side. You didn't have to do much faking or juking around to find this one. It's sitting there right in front of you and takes it straight up the field.
Rashad Langford made the tackle. Montario Hardesty's in at tailback for Tennessee, as Foster will get a breather. 10 carries, 64 yards. Play action. Ainge incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Luke Stocker. And it will be second down.
That play was very well covered. DJ Moore had the coverage on Stocker.
That's Brad Cottom.
Or Brad Cottom, which is a huge target. But he's very well covered. Eric just stood high and over his head. I don't believe if the ball would have been down, he would have had a chance to catch it anyway because of the coverage.
I think he was feeling pressure coming in from behind right there in his quarterback. You know, Pat, you just feel the pressure. You don't always see it.
Oh, that is a fact.
10th play of the drive coming up. Second down and 10 from the Vanderbilt 42. Ainge straight drop. Over the middle, caught, first down, Taylor inside the 20. Lucas Taylor, and that one, my friends, was right on the money by Eric Ainge.
The difference there, plenty of time to throw the ball, set your feet, scan the field. Taylor's running the square end, coming from the right side. Got time to throw the ball into an open area, and he hits him perfectly.
Yeah, good pass protection that time by the ball lineman.
It's on the 20, first down. 5 catches today for Lucas Taylor. Clock moving, 5:04 to go first half. Tennessee trailing Vanderbilt 7-6. Ainge gives it to Hardesty. Fakes one way, inside the 20 goes. Ryan Hamilton makes the tackle, a pickup of about 3, maybe 4 for Montario Hardesty. It will bring up second down.
Now Hardesty might be a little quicker than Foster there. He's Benoit was in perfect position to make the play, but he puts on a nice move, cuts inside, eludes the tackle, and gains 2 more yards.
Second down for Tennessee. The 17 of Vanderbilt. 3-step drop. The pass is way behind Taylor. Wasn't even looking. And it will be third down.
That's just miscommunication between your quarterback and receiver. Eric thought he was going to stop out here on the left side, and the receiver felt like he was going to take it into the end zone. Results in incomplete pass.
Tennessee faced with 3rd down and 7. Big play for the Volunteers. 2 receivers right, 2 left. The lone setback is Hardesty behind Ainge. Blitz coming. Tennessee picks it up. Pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted by DJ Moore. Austin Rogers was the intended receiver. And while Tennessee is 2 out of 2 in 4th down conversions, they're only 1 out of 6 converting on 3rd down.
Well, as you said, Randy, the blitz came, but it got picked up very well by the lineman. Great coverage that time by DJ.
And DJ Moore had great position and got inside of Austin Rogers. Had a good chance to intercept that ball.
Daniel Lincoln has missed both kicks he's attempted today. He had an extra point blocked and a field goal missed earlier. This one is from 33 yards with an angle to the right. Kick is away, and this one is good, and Tennessee has regained the lead 9-7 with exactly 4 minutes to go in the first half. Well, Tennessee answered, not the answer they wanted, but they did get 3 points out of that trip down the field. And, you know, Eric Ainge started off blistering with passes, but Norman, you mentioned something about him getting out of rhythm. He's been way off on a lot of his passes.
I think he was sitting back there in that first drive and really the second drive and just all the time in the world letting all the plays develop. And then when Vanderbilt started blitzing, then all of a sudden his feet start chopping a little bit and having to get rid of it before he was ready.
And they're throwing a lot of more, you know, early on, a lot of things were quick. You know, he caught it, got it out, hit somebody short, rhythm passes. They've gone to a less rhythmic passing game, and Vanderbilt has countered by bringing pressure, bringing guys from different areas. Although they're picking it up sometimes, it's still making him a little antsy in the pocket, and consequently he's making some bad throws.
Yeah, and I still think if I'm Philip Fulmer sitting over there, I want to get Rogers out there and let him start getting on those defensive backs some, and all of a sudden, you know, they stop hitting up around the chest and start trying to hit you down at the ankles, and you get tired of hitting somebody 225.
Yes.
Or get tired of somebody 225 hitting you.
Yeah.
Yes.
9-7. Tennessee has regained the lead with exactly 4 minutes to go in the second half. Vanderbilt's had the ball 1 possession this quarter. Tennessee has had 1 possession, and it has resulted in points for both teams. Colquitt will kick off. Alexander and Walker will receive for Vanderbilt. Pretty good crowd on hand today, and it is clouded up. It was a beautifully sunny afternoon when the game started, but don't think there's any chance of any rain today.
Well, what started out as a really cold morning has turned out to be a pretty nice day.
All right.
These November Vanderbilt Tennessee games, you don't know what to expect, but you can usually know you need a top coat.
Yeah, normally do.
It was a lot colder last year in Nashville than this.
Warmed up as the game progressed, though, for the Volunteers.
Yes, it did. Vanderbilt kind of mailed the second half end of that game last year.
Colquitt will kick it. It will be taken inside the 5 by Sean Walker. Walker is dropped shy of the 25, and Vanderbilt will put it in play about where they put it last time. It took 9 minutes off the clock, drove in for a score.
Looks like Walker's down.
LaMarcus Thompson made the tackle, and Sean Walker's not getting up. Not yet.
And Walker's your third receiver in your lineup, you know, of a team that plays a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. So
21-yard return that time as Walker, watch his leg on the tackle. It's kind of twisted out of the, I don't think he broke anything, but he's twisted something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, his right knee.
Ligaments a lot of time when that happens.
Oh, yeah. So while we have the injury timeout, and he's going to try to get up and walk. Sean Walker, 6 foot 180 junior. for Vanderbilt. Gets a nice hand from the crowd here at Neyland Stadium.
It doesn't look like any permanent damage.
No, he'll probably be back in the game today.
Yeah, in these games there are a lot of injuries that you get where it's just incredibly painful, but you're not really injured. You're hurt, and you can go sit out a few plays and come back in the game.
Kaysen Jackson Garrison in at tailback. The quarterback is McKenzie. He's gone all the way for Vanderbilt thus far. .32 yards rushing for Jackson Garrison. Caught by Bennett at the 45. Beautifully thrown and beautifully done by Bennett, who's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, he took a shot in the back right there.
Beautifully thrown ball right here by Adams.
Well, the two guys we talked about at the top of the show, Earl Bennett, Vandy's wide receiver star, and Eric Berry, collided right there. Berry came in and caught him way up in the air and put a heck of a shot right in the back.
And he's going to be slow to get up too. So that's two receivers in two plays that have gone down for Vanderbilt. That was a 20-yard gain.
Shows you how tough he is. I mean, to take a shot where you're hurt enough to have to come out of the game, but hold on to the football.
And that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Hanging on to the football, because it doesn't do any good. If you're going to get hurt, you might as well hang on to the football. But that's the second tough catch he's made today.
Well, he's got two receptions, and both of them he's earned, buddy, I tell you. 38 yards in reception yardage for Bennett and two catches, and they're helping him up. I think he's like Sean Walker. I think he's going to be okay. He's going to have to shake the cobwebs out for a while. But he's hurting. There's no question about it. But it's like you say, Norman, and you've played football, and Pat's played football, and I've been around the game a long time. You can play hurt. You can't play injured.
Exactly right.
First down, Vanderbilt, shy of the 45. Adams gives it to Jackson Garrison, and he crosses the line of scrimmage, picks up about 5 yards. Wes Brown makes the tackle for Tennessee. It's going to be second down and about 5, maybe 4.
And the fake right there helped that play a lot. The misdirection helped keep the linebackers backed up just a little bit, and Vanderbilt can live with a 3, 4, 5 yard gain on first down.
Second down and 5. Line of scrimmage just shy of midfield. 2:53 to go. First half. They give it to Jennings. Crosses the line of scrimmage, picks up a couple, but it's going to be third down and about 2 or 3. Ryan Carl and Dan Williams make the tackle.
Yeah, not much there. Dan Williams did a good job, as did the rest of the defensive line, of just stringing this thing out, giving the linebackers a chance to come up to make a play. JT Mapu got in there at the end.
I'm looking at Earl Bennett on the sideline, and looks like he might have hurt himself when he hit the ground, because he was up in the air quite a bit.
3 receivers right, 1 left for Vandy. Third down and 3. Adams out of the shotgun, gets it across the middle. It's caught inside the Tennessee 40. Justin Wheeler makes the grab, and it's a big one for Vanderbilt.
If they can keep enough receivers in the game, plays like this will help Vanderbilt a lot, but they're really taking some shots in there.
I took it. Rico McCoy gave him a good shot when he caught the ball. Vanderbilt's probably going to come underneath. All they needed was 3 yards. Ryan Carl had good position in the coverage, released him into McCoy's zone, and Rico was late getting there.
12-yard gain. They give it to the tailback, and not much there. He does break away, and he's coming around the right side down to the 30. Jackson Garrison turned what was starting out to be a no gain into about a 7 or 8 yard pickup. Jonathan Hefney had the touchdown saving tackle, and he's a little shaken up.
Great second effort right here.
Nowhere to go there.
Stopped right there, keeps his feet, keeps his mind clear, and good tackle right there too.
They give him 6, second and 4. Pass caught, first down Vanderbilt inside the Tennessee 25. Brad Allen, the tight end, and Vandy's moving again. Rico McCoy there defending for Tennessee.
Well, they're moving again, and they're eating up all the time that was left in the half. Started out with 4 minutes at this drive. Now you're down to 1:12. Vanderbilt, score or not, is not going to leave enough time on the clock for Tennessee to do anything with it.
And Allen, a good big target right there. Nice pass, and gets it out of bounds. It didn't. The clock's still running. I'm sorry.
2 receivers right, 2 left for Vandy. Lone setback is Jackson Garrison. They give it to him. He tiptoes his way inside the 20. Picks up about 3. Xavier Mitchell makes the tackle for Tennessee. It brings up a 2nd down, and the clock is moving under a minute. Now Vanderbilt has called a timeout with 53 seconds to go.
You know, Vanderbilt's not doing anything that's exotic or really pretty or exciting or whatnot. They're just moving the sticks.
That's what Bobby Johnson's brought to the program. Look, guys, it's not about the trick play, and it's not about having a greater offense. It's about having the execution of the plays that we've got.
Well, they're doing a great job in the last 2 series of executing those plays because they've essentially eaten up. The last drive was over 9 minutes, and this one is over 3 minutes.
Vanderbilt's first touchdown drive started in the first quarter, ended with about 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Jeff Jennings running, then Garrison running.
There's your throw to Adams for the touchdown, or Brad Allen for the touchdown.
There's Earl Bennett, who's going to the locker room early. Going to start some treatments. I would say heat, maybe. I'm not sure. He's on the sideline, trying to walk it off. Vanderbilt's got it 2nd down and 8 after a 2-yard pickup. Tennessee needs to buckle down and stop them here. Vanderbilt would love to get in the end zone right before the half. Adams out of the shotgun, wide open. Jennings touchdown Vanderbilt. Jeff Jennings over the middle, nobody within 10 yards of him, and Vanderbilt has regained the lead. 19 yards from Mackenzie Adams to Jeff Jennings.
See how he gets open here.
Well, I believe you get a safety blitz, and now the safety didn't blitz, but what they did blitz, and Jennings just faked the pickup and just took off. You expect your running back to pick up the blitzer there, but he just let him go and went straight up the field.
Honfeld with the extra point. Vanderbilt has a 5-point lead, 14-9 over Tennessee with 47 seconds left in the first half. 8 plays, 76 yards, a little over 3 minutes on the drive.
You know, I'm mistaken. That's just a bust. He just ran straight down the field.
That's like I said earlier. When you get into this, you've got him, I've got him, it gets tough. It makes it hard for quarterbacks to read, but it also makes it tough for the defensive backs to know who has him where.
Well, Tennessee's gone through some of that this year, playing the two or three young guys in the secondary that, you know, are learning as they go. When you're switching things and see different formations and different calls, you have busts at times.
Vanderbilt watched Tennessee take the opening kick, drive right down the field and score, and Tennessee has not come close to finding the end zone since. 8 plays, 76 yards. The touchdown scored by Jeff Jennings, 19 yards from Mackenzie Adams. Now Dennis Rogan will stand back with Lennon Creer for Tennessee as Honfeld will kick off for Vanderbilt.
I'm not sure I kicked this one deep.
You've done a good job of coverage up to this point.
Short kick going to be taken by Lennon Creer up the middle, crosses the 30, and Tennessee puts it in play from that point with 42 seconds. The Volunteers, well, the scoreboard's out on there. There we go. Tennessee has 3 timeouts, so they could conceivably get downfield in time to get a field goal. We'll have to see. 15-yard return by Creer. First down Tennessee at the 30-yard line. Play action. Ainge in trouble. Everybody's covered. He tries to hit his tight end.
That's a lateral.
Brown.
That's a lateral.
Calling it a lateral.
Oh my goodness. Vanderbilt has recovered it at the Tennessee 15.
I'd look for a review right here.
Oh, you're going to get a review. I still think it's going to stand, though, is Tennessee's problem. Eric couldn't find anybody to throw to, and at the last second decided to flip it out left to his running back. And from my angle, it looked like it was backwards.
Well, he steps up, steps to the side. I don't know, guys. I don't know if there's.
Well, he hits him in the back shoulder.
Yeah,
is
the right
the
shoulder.
Is the only. Here's a better view. That's close. That is close.
But is it enough to overturn the ruling?
Well, that's the deal. It's already been ruled a lateral, so we're going to have to see something definitive to show us that it's not. And I don't know what kind of angles they've got to look at.
Field is confirmed. It was a backwards pass. Recovered by Vanderbilt. First down.
That little section of Vanderbilt faithful just got real happy.
Well, we're happening right down there in front of them.
Yeah. Well, Tennessee needs a stand here.
29 seconds. Vandy's got one timeout, so they got time to run one play and then settle for a field goal. Adams, play action, throwing into the end zone, incomplete. Clock stopped with 24 seconds in the first half. And Ohio State has beaten Michigan 14-3. Today, the Big Ten. Georgia's up 21-13 over Kentucky with 8 minutes to go in the game. And in this game, Vanderbilt's up 14-9 and threatening to add to that following the game's first turnover.
And Bennett's back in the ball game.
Adams, pass incomplete. Intended for Alex Washington at the 10-yard line. It'll be third down.
And having that timeout gives Vanderbilt the luxury of at least passing it 3 times and then settling for the field goal.
.20 seconds to go. Vanderbilt still with one timeout. And they've run 2 plays, incomplete passes in 9 seconds. 2 receivers left, 1 right. 2 setbacks along with Adams. Third down. Adams. Tennessee's coming.
Yeah, a lot of time.
He throws it into the end zone. It's going to be way over the head. Incomplete. 10 seconds to go. Kason Jackson Garrison was the intended receiver. It was way over his head, and with 4th down, Vanderbilt's going to try to add to their 14-9 lead.
Well, great pass blocking by Vandy there, but even better coverage by Tennessee's secondary. Usually when a quarterback gets this much time, he's going to find somebody open. There wasn't anybody there.
And that's the problem with having that end zone. That end line is going to keep you from getting too deep.
This is a 34-yarder. 33 yards. Honfeld's kick is perfect. And Vanderbilt has now extended the Commodore lead to 17-9 over Tennessee with 17 unanswered, or actually 17 points after Tennessee had taken a 6-0 lead. My. Boy, this is a quiet Neyland Stadium crowd right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of sitting on hands at this point.
Well, Vanderbilt has not beaten Tennessee twice in a row in Knoxville since 1938, I believe. Almost 70 years. 35 and 37. They beat them in 2005, and the Commodores are going to lead at halftime in 2007.
And they're going to get the ball coming out to start the second half.
Right. Well, I guarantee you they're not going to kick this one deep.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
Freer and Rogan back deep for Tennessee again. Hanfeld will kick off for Vanderbilt.
I believe I'd have to let one of the fullbacks or linebackers try to field this ball.
Now, you don't think they're going to outrun you, to catch it. So, figure that you can drag them down before they get to the checkerboard.
They might score Sunday.
Yeah.
He kicked it deep. Kicks it right to Dennis Rogan, who takes it at the 10. Rogan still on his feet. Rogan breaks free, crosses the 50, and that'll be the end of the first half. Dennis Rogan was just a step away from running that one all the way back. But a first half has come to a close here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, and Vanderbilt leads Tennessee 17-9. That officially was a 41-yard kick returned by Dennis Rogan. Well, Tennessee took the opening kickoff, drove right down the field, scored the touchdown, had the extra point blocked. And then every other possession for Tennessee the rest of the way resulted in one field goal. Vanderbilt struggled in the beginning, but they have scored on, 3 straight possessions?
It flip-flopped. Tennessee came out, looked like they were really in control of the game, and we're going to take it over. And all of a sudden, they missed the field goal, and it flip-flopped. Vanderbilt got the ball, and from then on, they've been in control.
The psychology of a missed extra point. I mean, it's the easiest play in football, and you don't execute it. It affects you as a team, and then you come back and hit the crossbar. It makes you psychologically think maybe we don't have it going today.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago when Vanderbilt won here in Knoxville, Tennessee was not a really good football team, and Vanderbilt had Jay Cutler, arguably one of the top 5 quarterbacks to ever play in the SEC. He's now the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Mackenzie Adams is no Jay Cutler, but he's getting the job done right now.
He's got a better supporting cast, I think, than Jay had. The line certainly playing well today, and I think the defensive line makes a big difference for Vanderbilt.
So Vanderbilt has a 17-9 lead over Tennessee here at halftime at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. There are some really special players on the field today for both teams. We've been talking about them. For Vanderbilt, junior Earl Bennett setting records as a wide receiver. Bennett has a couple of catches today. For Tennessee, a couple of seniors have helped mold the teams that they play on. And I'm talking about Inky Johnson and Ryan Carl. Vanderbilt leads Tennessee 17-9 here at halftime at Neyland Stadium. And let's take a look at some highlights, guys, of the first half. Not that many, but some good scoring play.
Now here's Aaron Foster getting to the outside on one of his better runs of the half. Eric Haynes, short touchdown pass for Lucas Taylor in the right corner. And here's the first field goal that is missed, blocked up the middle. And here comes the doink off the right upright. And after this, Vanderbilt caught fire.
Yeah, they did. Norman?
Right here, you've got number 21, Jeff Jennings, with the run, and then a pass out in the flat to Allen for the touchdown. Right here, Earl Bennett coming across the middle, takes a vicious shot. Looks like he got hurt when he hit the ground there, and then once again to Jennings for the touchdown. And there's the lateral and field goal.
Tennessee will kick off for the start of the second half. Vanderbilt will receive. Alex Washington will be back deep along with Jared Fagan for the Commodores. And Britton Colquitt will kick off for Tennessee. Vanderbilt leads it 17-9, and Vanderbilt looked like an offensive machine the way they were moving the football and grinding up the clock in that second quarter. Colquitt's kick deep, taken by Washington at the 4. Washington back up the middle and hogtied at the 25 by Tennessee, and that's where Vandy puts it in place. Rushing yards, Vandy with a slight edge over Tennessee. The Volunteers still with an edge in passing, and it's pretty even in total yards. Exactly even in first downs. Penalties 4 against Tennessee, and they've been costly ones, and of course the only turnover.
And the time of possession, which you talked about, clearly in Vandy's side.
Mackenzie Adams has gone all the way at quarterback. Kaysen Jackson Garrison back with him in the backfield. They give it to Garrison. They're going to try to sweep left. Tennessee stuffs him after a yard pickup. Gerard Mayo was there, among others, with the orange shirts. It'll be second down, Vanderbilt.
Tough to get wide on a defense that's as quick as Tennessee is. They just string it out, and nothing there.
Vanderbilt had to punt on their first 2 possessions, but they've scored on their last 3. Of course, that last one, they took over at the 15-yard line after the Tennessee fumble.
And Earl Bennett's not on the field to start the second half.
And their other receiver, Sean Walker,
yes,
is questionable. They give and go, big hole. And it's a first down and then some. Crosses the 45. That's Kaysen Jackson Garrison for Vanderbilt.
A great cutback run by Jackson Garrison. Ball. This play is supposed to go to the left. Gets good cutoff blocks and just a huge hole to his right. Takes it up the field. Breaks the tackle of Eric Berry. Picks up 7 more yards.
Well, I think what you said in the first half, Pat, is playing out right here. They're getting some good seal blocks there on the end, and you're not used to seeing some open territory out there to the right or left.
First down, Vandy right at midfield. And a bust somewhere. No penalty marker dropped. Mackenzie Adams keeps for a yard. I think the center may have snapped the ball before Adams was ready for it.
And those can be disastrous.
There's Earl Bennett on the sideline. This was a case with Earl. You almost wish he didn't have to go through halftime because you want him moving. Every second that he's not moving, he stands a chance of stiffening up.
Especially on cold days.
You know, he must be thinking about the possibility of him playing some more football, though, because he's back out. He's padded up.
They give it to Jennings, and Tennessee's got him back at the 47. Gerard Mayo wraps him up. That's a loss of about 3 or 4 for Tennessee, and it brings up a 3rd and long for Vandy.
Yeah, Mayo made the tackle, but Xavier Mitchell makes his play. He beats the block, forces the ball carrier wide, gives Mayo a clean shot.
Right, you can't, if you're a running back, you can't get forced that wide because somebody came in that deep. That play's going to go nowhere.
And Xavier Mitchell did a good job of getting off the ball and beating the block with the tackle and forcing that play.
3rd down and 12. Big play for both teams. Vandy would love to hang on to the ball. Tennessee needs it back. Adams out of the shotgun looking. Tennessee's blitzing. They send the man, and there's a caught pass inside the 25. How much better can you throw the ball than that pass by Mackenzie Adams to Alex Washington?
Got a blitz coming in on Adams, and he sees it and gets rid of it a little early, but threw it perfectly. Great strike there to Washington.
Well, they brought the corner blitz, brought Vincent off the corner. It took him a long time to get there. Gave Adams a chance to hold the ball long enough to get Washington up into the secondary. They're playing a soft zone behind it, and he found the open area.
30-yard gain. First down at the Tennessee 23. They give it to Garrison inside the 20. Fights his way forward to the 15, 16-yard line. Shy of the first down, but still a good gain. Xavier Mitchell hangs on for dear life on Jackson Garrison. 9 of 16 for Mackenzie Adams. 122 yards, 1 touchdown. He has really, really played well.
And most importantly for Vanderbilt, that 0 interceptions and 0 fumbles. They're not good enough to turn the ball over a bunch of times and still win.
Vanderbilt in a 2 tight end set.
Jackson Garrison tripped up, loss of a couple. And it will bring up a third down. Rico McCoy was there for Tennessee.
Nothing there at all right there. Nobody takes a fake on the receiver coming by. And in the SEC, if you get a situation like that, just stick your head in there and try to get a half a yard or a yard.
Big play again, third down and 4. The line of scrimmage is the Tennessee 17-yard line. Adams caught. Washington inside the 10. First down and goal to go Vanderbilt. Jonathan Hefney defended.
Yeah, that was a good quick slant throw from Adams to Washington on the right side, and a tough catch by Washington in traffic for the first down.
And we've got a Tennessee player down.
First down and goal to go Vanderbilt. 10:36 to go in the third quarter. And the Tennessee player, we really can't see who it is. That is a lineman. Not Bolden, is it? Xavier Mitchell. Senior defensive end, one of several seniors who got a handshake and a hug from Coach Fulmer today here on Senior Day. Tennessee will lose only 7 or 8 that really contribute. 8, I think, maybe. Vanderbilt's 4th consecutive possession in the red zone. They've scored on the first 3.
Well, Vanderbilt's done exactly what they came out of the locker room wanting to do. That's take the kickoff and drive the football.
I think you got to give a lot of credit to the receivers here too, because they've gone across the middle. They've taken some real shots, made a difference in field position, but held on to the football.
Well, Washington's made that catch Washington made was in traffic. That was a high throw. That's a play where you know you're going to get rocked on. So, but did a good job concentrating on the football and converting that first down.
Xavier Mitchell is still being attended to by trainers. Doesn't appear to be anything with his legs. He's able to move everything. I'm just not sure what the extent of his injuries are. Well, Vanderbilt, Georgia beat Kentucky today, 24-13. That game down in Athens. And once again, we welcome you to our pay-per-view telecast of Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Southeastern Conference football. Randy Smith along with Norman Jordan and Pat Ryan here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. And after the opening kick was returned for a touchdown by Tennessee, it's been all Vanderbilt. Commodores lead at 17-9, and they're threatening to add more. Mitchell is sitting up. May have just gotten his bell rung.
Xavier Mitchell. Check it up on the play.
He came on a twist move to the inside on the pass rush. I lost him after that. He appears to be okay. He's walking off.
Might have wanted to make sure he went to the right sideline if he got his bell rung.
Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 guys leading the way.
Yeah.
So
first down, goal to go. Vanderbilt's 9th play of the drive. Tennessee had him up, backed up, 3rd down and long, and let him get out of it. Jennings is the tailback with Adams. They give it to Jennings inside the 5, fights his way down to the 2. Mayo and Carl make the tackle for Tennessee, but right now this Tennessee team is way out of sync on both sides of the football.
Vanderbilt's offensive line is doing an excellent job of moving the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that wasn't a case of cross blocks or anything. That was the offensive lineman blocking the defensive lineman.
Second down and goal from the 2-yard line. Jackson Garrison in there along with Adams. They Run it stopped by the Tennessee defense up front. Dan Williams stops him at the line of scrimmage. It's no gain. It's 3rd and goal. Tennessee did a good job that time of clogging things up in the middle as Adams kept it.
Well, Adams came out from under center. He clearly intended to keep that ball all the way. Tried to sweep around the right end, and there just wasn't anything there.
Yeah, you could tell by the reaction of the running back, Casey Jackson Garrison, that was a legitimate pitch.
3rd down. Big play for Tennessee. They need a stop. Adams passing. Caught. Touchdown Vanderbilt. George Smith wrestled that ball away from the Tennessee defender, D'Angelo Willingham, and Vanderbilt is up 23-9.
A lot higher risk call than I think I would have made as offensive coordinator, but when it works, it's low risk.
Well, that's a fade pattern on the outside. He's not going to beat him, so he just throws it kind of at his back. Really good coverage by Willingham. Just a great catch by Smith.
And a great throw by Adams. Honfeld's extra point makes it a 24-9 two-possession game now for Vanderbilt. But there is exactly 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. But Vanderbilt used almost 6 minutes, 11 plays, 75 yards in that drive. And that is not what Tennessee wanted to happen. It's certainly not what they needed to have happen.
Now, Smith did a good job of holding Willingham off. They could have called offensive pass interference there. They were both fighting back and forth, but he's a big, strong guy, and he held Willingham off where he could go up and steal the ball.
Yeah, we've seen that called as pass interference more than a few times this year.
You know, it just depends on your officials. I've always been, one that says that they're both, fighting back and forth. That's just the way it is.
Unless you get an advantage from pushing.
If there's a clear advantage, and I didn't see one there.
You just instinctively, as a receiver, will reach out and touch the guy covering you just to know where he is.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're instinctively trying to push him out of the way.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Tennessee's offense just simply has not been on the field that much. They've only been on the field, twice since the late in the 1st quarter.
And the last time was a disastrous series, ending in a lateral that Vanderbilt converted into a field goal right before halftime. No, a touchdown, I'm sorry.
So Tennessee will receive with 9 minutes to go in the 3rd period, down 24-9. Since Tennessee went up 6-0 on the first possession of the game, Vanderbilt's outscored them 24-3. John Lawfrey is going to kick off for Vanderbilt. I guess Honfeld with 2 field goals, a couple extra points, might be worn out. Rogan back deep to receive for Tennessee along with Lennon Creer. They've been back there every time that Vanderbilt has kicked off.
Tennessee's offense really needs something to happen good for them here. They need to regain a little bit of this fire and momentum back in this ball game because Vanderbilt's clearly got it right now.
High kick, very, very short. Taken by Creer at the 20, out to the 30 to the 35. Or that's Rogan rather than Creer. So it'll be 1st down and 10. Tennessee good field position at the 35-yard line. And the time of possession is absolutely unbelievable. Vanderbilt is holding the opponents to 21 points a game. Today they've given up 9. Foster's in at tailback. 2 receivers right, 1 left for Tennessee. Ainge still at quarterback. They give it to Foster, sweeping right, fighting forward for about 3 yards. Gabe Hall makes the tackle for Vanderbilt. Short gain for Foster. It'll be 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a big dose of Foster on this drive.
Well, Tennessee is behind 2 possessions, but guys, they don't want to give Vanderbilt the football back.
No, they don't.
They need to eat up some clock and score.
They hadn't been too successful in the passing game in the last 2 or 3 series. So Foster might be the way to go.
Haynes out of the shotgun, flips it out to Foster. They give him a block. He's got the first down out near midfield. First down, Arian Foster. Jonathan Goff makes the tackle for Vanderbilt.
Kind of a quick screen to your running back to the left side. Lyman release right away. Just flip the ball to Foster. Get a couple big bodies out in front of him. Let him do the rest.
Not much more than a toss sweep, except you give your lineman time to get out there.
First down right at midfield. Haynes calling the play. 2 receivers right. That's Rogers and Briscoe. Inside. Handing off to Foster. Spinning and fighting his way forward for about 4 yards. Darrell Ron Speed makes the tackle on Arian Foster.
And Speed's coming for the ball, from the snap. He's coming up there quick. I'm surprised to see Ainge not check out into a pass when he saw him coming in.
Gain of 4, second down at 6 to the Vanderbilt 46.
Well, Vanderbilt's gone to their nickel defense. Speed's the nickel back.
Haynes now operates out of the shotgun. He's back in the backfield with Arian Foster as we go under the 7-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Vanderbilt's coming hard. Ainge incomplete. Intended for Foster. The crowd wanted pass interference.
And there was contact, but I don't think that ball was catchable.
It looked like the ball was thrown behind. Here we see it. It's possible,
way out
but
in front and low.
The contact was made, within the 5-yard area, and it just stayed there.
Gabe Hall defending for Vanderbilt. Big 3rd down and 6 here for Tennessee. 6:50. Clock stop. That's the time left in the 3rd quarter. Line of scrimmage, the Vanderbilt 46. Ainge. They're blitzing. And he throws it away. And it's 4th down, and Tennessee's going to have to punt. Marcus Buggs coming hard.
Well, Vanderbilt's found the formula that they like, and that is pressure on Eric Ainge.
And it's like having a different quarterback out there.
Alex Washington will stand at his 10 and field the punt. Colquitt has had his last punt 41 yards. Get it to him. Gets away high. Booming kick. This one's going to go into the end zone. And Vanderbilt will get it out at the 20-yard line. So Vanderbilt takes over. First down at 10 at their own 20. 6:36 to go in the 3rd, and the Commodores in complete control of this game, 24-9.
That last drive for Tennessee on offense wasn't a must-score drive, but this time with the Volunteer defense, it's a must-stop series right here.
Definitely, they have to stop Vanderbilt's offense. They can't allow them to drive the football field again, because the offense is just not showing enough firepower to get back in a game in that shorter period of time.
And it plays into Vanderbilt's hand here, because the longer we get into this game, the less Tennessee's going to be able to carry the football, just turn and toss to the running back. They're going to have to throw.
Yeah, they're going to force them to the passing game, and they've gone to the nickel defense and are blitzing out of it. Puts pretty good pressure on Eric, and we're just not completing any balls.
Well, Mackenzie Adams he's thrown 3 touchdown passes today. He's 11 of 18, 133 yards. But his longest reception is just 30 yards. Of course, that was the one that set up the touchdown to Alex Washington a moment ago.
And that's with 2 of his receivers knocked out of the ball game.
Speaking of which, let's see if we can tell how they're doing down there.
Bennett's still jogging around down there, but
I can pretty much assure you Ben will take his shoulder pads off when the game's over. No quit in him.
You know, we thought that he might have hurt his back, but he seems to be really stretching out his quads and doing a bunch of high knee things to loosen up. But as it looks right now, it doesn't look like Vandy needs him at the moment.
They've got the momentum, and Tennessee's defense needs to take it away from it right here. Jackson Garrison back with Mackenzie Adams in the backfield for Vanderbilt. First down and 10, Commodores from their 20.
Yeah, the key is Tennessee's got to stop the run here.
Adams, play action. He's rolling out. Tennessee's chasing him. He's going to throw it away. Chasing him was Ryan Carl. Not Carl, but Wes Brown was chasing him, number 94. It'll be second down.
Smart decision right here by McKenzie. He rolls out, trying to buy time. Nobody comes open and just dump it out of bounds. And you don't even, when you do that, you don't have to see if the guy caught the ball.
That's right. You don't have to worry about anything because
bounce up and go to the huddle.
The only person catch it is your coach over on the sideline.
Second down, Vanderbilt. Washington in motion. They give it to him on a sweep to the left side, and Tennessee's got him at the line. No gain.
Washington just got going so fast that he started to kind of put on a move, and it got his foot cut in the carpet and just went for a nosedive.
Well, you've seen this play so many times today, you wonder if they're not setting something up, maybe a pass or something off of that play.
Well, you said it last week. They used it time and time again, and we did see a pass or two from Earl Bennett out of that type of play. I don't think either one of them were successful, but
third down 9 at the 21. Adams back. He's going to keep it. Tennessee is going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close. Walter Fisher chased him down for Tennessee, but let's see where they mark it. And I believe they marked it about a yard short.
No, it's
first down. Oh, my goodness.
Nose of the football is touching the 30-yard line, which means first down. That's a backbreaker. We got a penalty flag down on the sideline.
There's a sideline warning on the Vanderbilt bench. That's their first sideline warning.
Well, what happened on that play was the linebackers from Tennessee really dropped out fast as soon as the ball was snapped. So that allowed Mackenzie Adams to come up in there and pick up the 9 or 10 yards.
Let's take another look at this play.
No linebackers to be found until right now.
Yep. Jennings is back in the game. Jeff Jennings has played a great game along with Kason Jackson Garrison. First down at the 30. They give it to Jennings. Tennessee stretches him out, and he stretches out and picks up about 4. Dan Williams hanging on to him. It'll be second down for Vanderbilt.
It's about as exciting as the old Green Bay Packers in their heyday, but right now it's working.
Pick up of 4. It'll be second down at 6.
Well, Jennings and Jackson, Garrison are both running hard. Tennessee looks like they got it strung out pretty good. Everybody in pretty good position. And you look up, and the running back squeezes through for 4 yards.
It's that time of possession.
Unbelievable. Handing off. Great tackle right there by Tennessee's Dan Williams on Jeff Jennings. Kason Jackson Garrison, rather, the ball carrier, and Dan Williams for Tennessee, all 6'3", 310. Got him and wrapped him up. It's a loss, so it'll be third down and about. Well, they say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's still third down and 6.
Tennessee defense got to figure out a way to get off the field right here.
Big play, 2 receivers. 3 rather to the right, 1 left. Adams, penalty marker goes down.
Too much time, I believe.
That will hurt Vanderbilt.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 73 on the offense. That penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. It'll remain third down.
So now instead of 3rd and 6, it's 3rd and 11. Penalty yardage. Commodores have hit 3 for 20. Tennessee 4 for 14. Big play. 3rd down and just over 10 yards. Back to the 30-yard line. Adams out of the shotgun, keeps it. Tennessee will wrap him up. After about a 3-yard gain, Wes Brown grabs him, and Tennessee's going to force Vanderbilt to punt the ball with 3:13 to go in the third quarter.
It's a little more conservative than you would normally see right here. And the reason I don't like the call so much is not that they weren't going for the first down. It was, you've got to show your quarterback you got belief in him. And I trust you to make the pass. I trust you to not make the interception.
Brett Upson will stand inside his 20 to punt it away. Rogan will stand inside his 30 to receive it. Tennessee almost got there. It hits, takes a Vanderbilt bounce, and goes out of bounds inside the Tennessee 30. So Upson's punt got a little bit of a bounce to it. Andre Willingham, or rather Antonio Wardlaw, almost got the block for Tennessee coming in from the corner. So Tennessee gets it first down at the 28. 42-yard punt by Upson with 2:41 to go here in the third quarter.
It looked like Tennessee kept one back and rushed 40 that time.
Yeah, they sold out. They were after that punt. Just didn't quite get there.
Tennessee has won its last 2 games. They beat Louisiana Lafayette 2 weeks ago, 59-7. Beat Arkansas 34-13 here last week. But boy, Vanderbilt came to play, and Tennessee, I'm not so sure, is that focused today, Pat.
They played for a couple series in the first quarter, but since then, the focus team is down there in the white and gold.
And this is a huge series for the Vanderbilt defense. It would be a confidence builder that I don't think you could buy with money.
Tennessee will likely get this possession and 2 more if they can stop Vanderbilt. The line of scrimmage will be the Tennessee 28-yard line, and the Volunteers have started at their own 28, I think, all day. That's unbelievable. Eric Ainge still in at quarterback for the Volunteers.
I think if I'm Coach Fulmer right here, I'm taking another shot and trying to run the ball down the field, use my big backs and try to get some yardage that way, because it's still early enough. You can go out there and dominate the defensive line. It's still early enough to where you can come back and make those other scores you need.
Tennessee's defense finally got a stop on Vanderbilt, forced them to punt. Now the Vols take over at the 28. Haynes, play action. Back to pass. Caught. Rogers. Close to a first down. Rashard Langford wrapped him up. And it's out near the 38. I think he got it.
I tell you what, play action pass, and this is a laser shot from Eric Ainge. If you don't get this ball out quick, that thing's going the other way. DJ Moore was sizing that one up. He was getting ready to take that back the other way. It just got there too quick for him.
Yeah, nice toss that time by Ainge.
10-yard pickup, first down out to the 38. Ainge rolling right, dumps it out to the tight end. That's Chris Brown, and he gets a short gain. Langford makes the tackle for Vanderbilt.
Well, they got what they wanted. They got the ball to Brown quick, but Austin Rogers couldn't hold the block out there, and Langford beat him to get to the ball carrier.
Yeah, there's a lot of green there if Langford doesn't get the tackle.
Second down, about 7, maybe 8. Haynes straight drop. Flares it out to Foster. No blockers. but he uses a stiff arm and steps out of bounds at about the 43. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. DJ Moore shoves him out of bounds.
Well, Moore's a little challenged in situations like that. He's 5'10", 180. You're out there, I guess, a 225, 230-yard, 30-pound running back. So about the only way you will take him down is hit him low.
Yeah.
Big play for Tennessee. 3rd down and about 4.
Look for Vanderbilt to bring pressure.
Ainge out of the shotgun. Here comes Vanderbilt. Ainge over the middle, incomplete and almost intercepted.
Got the Boo Birds coming out now.
It's 4th down with 1:39 to go. And the pass was nowhere near catchable.
Well, good protection. Had Taylor coming across the middle. Just threw it behind him. Coverage there by Marcus Buggs. He was in coverage, but I still could have fit that ball in there.
Ball good comes in where it's supposed to be. It's a catch.
And it's a 1st down.
Tennessee now only 1 out of 8 3rd down conversions today, and that could be the story of this game if Vanderbilt goes on to win it. Punt by Colton. High kick, and that one is going to bounce into the end zone, but the crowd is excited because we have a roughing the kicker penalty coming up against Vanderbilt.
Well, the Vanderbilt player is trying to plead his case that he was blocked into the punter. Umpire's not buying that.
No, that's if you go to block a punch, you go out in front of the kicker's foot. You don't.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Number 90 on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic 1st down.
That's a big break for Tennessee right there because Vanderbilt had just stuffed them 3 and out.
It is a big break for Tennessee. Not what you want from the Vanderbilt side because you've been doing just what it takes to get Tennessee out the field. Now you give them another shot.
1st down Tennessee at the 42 of Vanderbilt. It's between the 41 and the 42. 2 receivers right, 1 left. The lone setback is Foster. They give it to Foster. Not much running room, but he creates something around the right side. Still on his feet inside the 40. Goes Arian Foster. Jonathan Goff makes the tackle. He also stayed in bounds. So the clock continues to move after a 5-yard pickup by Foster.
Good strong run by Arian. Bounced outside to try and gain some yards. Looked like he was going to get strung out to the sideline and then broke it back up through for a couple extra.
Sidestepping Foster. 1st down inside the 30. Arian Foster on a draw. And Tennessee picks up another 1st down.
And that's what I'm talking about. If you're a 180-pound defensive back, you get tired of seeing that guy coming at you.
Tennessee at the 30. It's 1st down. Ainge gives it to fakes to give to Foster. Ainge keeps it himself, gets some running room, steps out of bounds after he picked up about 4. Rashard Langford was there to make sure he goes out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 33 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Lane's play action was going to roll right. He was trying to find Jeff Cottom. Cottom was running a sideline route out on the right side, but the Vanderbilt defender just dropped him in its tracks when he tried to make the cut. Eric had nobody to throw to.
2nd down and 6. Gives it to Foster, and he's snowed under after he picks up maybe a yard or a little less. Marcus Buggs wrapped him up. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
And you're seeing Tennessee, you're seeing Ainge checking to whatever defense Vanderbilt's showing, but I'm not sure that they're showing the defense that he should be checking to.
That they're going to run.
Yeah.
You know, that goes both ways. You show them something, they check to a play, well, then you go to something else. So it's a big chess match.
And that's the end of the third quarter and the end of the period, drawing some boos from the fans here at Neyland Stadium as Vanderbilt leads it 24-9. And when play resumes, Tennessee will have it 3rd down and 6 at the Vanderbilt 27-yard line. Well, if you're Tennessee and you're facing 4th down here, do you take the 3 points or do you try to go for it, Pat?
Well, I think you go for it. I don't know that 3 points at this point in the game is really going to do you that much good. Takes you to 24-12. It's still a 2-score game. So, and we haven't had that great of luck of shutting Vanderbilt's offense down. So I think you get this close, you take your shots.
Well, we still have 15 minutes to go. Time of possession has really been a key stat in this game. And Vanderbilt has had the ball 26 minutes and 30 seconds. Tennessee's had it 18 minutes and 30 seconds. And at halftime, it was much more in favor of Vanderbilt than it is now.
Well, you know, Vandy's defense, they've got a good defense. They're ranked 3rd in the SEC. Showing it here. Corral and Arian Foster for a short gain. Another one for a short gain. There's Bugs making the tackle on the play before. You know, they only give up 165 yards. No, I take that back. They give up 128 yards rushing a game and close to 200 passing. So that's only 325 yards. Tennessee's averaging right at 400. Doesn't look like they're going to get there against this Vanderbilt defense unless something changes.
That's one of the things Bobby Johnson's brought to the program is right here you would normally expect to see a lot of missed tackles, but you're not seeing them. Vanderbilt's still out there battling.
Vanderbilt now leads in rushing yards 121-88. Passing game's almost even. Vanderbilt's slight edge in total yards. First down's all even, but Vanderbilt's got a 2-score lead on the board, 24-9. 3rd down, 6. Ainge. They're coming on a blitz. Quick screen. Foster got blockers. Foster at the 15, 10. Out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal to go. Great call, great pass, great catch and run by Foster.
Same play they ran earlier, the little quick screen out to the running back. Called it just essentially a toss sweep out to the left. Just 2 guys out in front. Foster turns on the jets, gets around the corner, and Langford saves the touchdown.
Big block by receiver Quentin Hancock, sprung him for an extra few yards. 1st and goal now at the 7-yard line. Ainge back to pass, straight drop, pressure's on, hit, caught, touchdown! Big Orange! Josh Briscoe in the end zone from Eric Ainge.
Yeah, good throw by Eric. He looked to the middle, then looked to the left. Saw Briscoe right before he was going to get hit. Threw it out there. There's 2 Vanderbilt defenders out in the area. Neither one of them looked like they were in coverage.
Daniel Lincoln is on for the attempted extra point, which would cut it to 8. And this is just his 2nd extra point attempt. He had the first one blocked. And that one is good. 10 plays, 72 yards, just under 3 minutes. Of course, they were helped by that penalty, 15-yard blocking running into the kicker penalty as well.
Well, I said it when it happened that's a huge blow for Vanderbilt. They'd stopped Tennessee's offense, and then you have a stupid roughing the kicker penalty, and you give the other team a chance, and that usually comes back to bite you.
And you talk about a game of inches. Goff is in there just about to hit Ainge as he releases the ball. He gets to him, he's 6 inches closer, then that's a fumble.
A lot of time left, 14:45. That's almost as good for Tennessee as scoring at the end of the 3rd quarter, because there's still a lot of time left in the ball game. Jared Fagan will be back deep along with Alex Washington, number 4, to receive the kick from Britton Colquitt, and that'll be coming up in just a moment.
And if I'm Bobby Johnson, I'm getting with my offense and saying, guys, we're still playing offense here. We're not going to get conservative. we've got to go out here. If we go out and score again, then they're really behind the 8 ball.
Well, you know what that means. That means no more quarterback draws on 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
That means, you know, playing football and taking it down the field like you have been.
Tennessee's kicking team coming out on the field now. They'll kick off to Vanderbilt. Britton Colquitt will do the kicking for Tennessee. Daniel Lincoln's going to kick, I believe, isn't he? Nope, it's Colquitt.
Sometimes it's hard to tell way up here.
Yeah, the older I get, the harder it is to tell. For some reason, the eyes go first.
It gets older as you get worse, Randy.
Thank you very much, Norman. Vanderbilt looking for their first back-to-back wins in Knoxville since 1935 and 1937. And they're up by 8 with 14:45 to go.
We must be in another Kessling timeout.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's talking over there.
All right, Colquitt's foot goes into the ball. It's a high kick taken by Fagan inside the 10. Fagan busted at the 20 and driven back. And Tennessee with the momentum. LaMarcus Thompson put the first lick on him. So did Nick Reveiz. So now it's up to the Tennessee defense to get another stop and give the ball back to the Volunteer offense.
Well, you've got a problem right here when your 2 deep backs are fighting over the ball. You essentially lose time and you lose a blocker when that happens.
First down, Vanderbilt. Commodores at their own 22-yard line. Mackenzie Adams with Earl Bennett in the game in motion. They give it to Kason Jackson, and he's going to be stuffed after he picked up a yard, maybe 2. We'll see where they unstack. Xavier Mitchell, who had his bell rung a little earlier, is back in the game and helped make that tackle. Gain of about 3, they say. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Looks like number 76, Thomas Welch, for Vanderbilt's offensive line, came out of the game.
Mackenzie Adams gives it to Jackson, the tailback. A little running room, but he's going to be stopped at the 25. He picked up a couple more. Rico McCoy was there, and it's 3rd down.
Vanderbilt's running backs are trying now to bounce it out too much. They had some success early, but it was there earlier. The play's designed to go inside, and they keep bouncing out.
He took it up in, and he saw Gerard Mayo, but what he didn't realize, Mayo was getting ready to be blocked. He would have had better luck staying where he was.
Right.
3rd down and 6, a gain of a yard. Earl Bennett is in the game for Vanderbilt. He's flanked out wide right.
That's where I'd be looking.
McKenzie rolling right, being chased, incomplete, intended for Jake Bradford, and it'll be 4th down. Vanderbilt goes 3 and out.
A play action pass is not exactly what I expected there, because first of all, Tennessee's going to play coverage. They're not looking for the run here. They're looking for the pass. So what you do is you set your quarterback up out there with nobody to block for him, naked. You've got to hope that your tight end fools him and gets out in the flat, and he did.
And he had to release the ball quicker than he wanted to. You could tell that.
Tennessee with Rogan back at the 35. Here's the punt. Upson, a sidewinder.
Rugby shot.
And it bounces right to Rogan, who sidesteps a couple of guys, stays on his feet, out past the 40-yard line. Good return by Dennis Rogan. And it sets Tennessee up at the 43-yard line. First down and 10, 12:50 to go.
And what set up that punt return, Vanderbilt had men down there covering, but they didn't break down. They just kept running.
Well, and also a low kick like that, you know, the ball carrier is going to get a chance to get the ball with a chance to do something. you don't like to see a guy turn his back very often, as Rogan did there. A lot of times you can take a shot and the football comes flying out, but nice return by Dennis Rogan just when the Vols needed it.
A 48-yard kick by Upson, but an 18-yard return by Dennis Rogan.
When you kick those rugby kicks, you normally like to see those go to one hash or to one side or the other to kind of kick away from the receiver if he does feel that he's hemmed in. That one got into the middle of the field, gave Rogan some options.
And what Vanderbilt's been doing with that rugby kick earlier in the year, he would just buy time, just sit, and then kick as soon as he started getting pressure. That time he had pressure just right out of the chute and kicked it quickly.
Vanderbilt led the game 17-9 at halftime. They led it 24-9, and Tennessee scored on the Volunteers' last possession to cut it to 8, 24-16. If you don't think 12:50 is a lot of time, believe me, in this game it can be a lot of time.
And I'm just guessing by the crowd noise that Tennessee's got the momentum right now.
Yes.
Arkansas is leading Mississippi State 31-17 in the fourth period. LSU's up over Ole Miss 14-7 in the second. Montario Hardesty in at a running back, along with quarterback Eric Ainge now for the Volunteers, as they have great field position starting at their own 44, first down and 10.
Well, you can count there's a lot of Georgia folks watching this ball game or checking it out.
A lot of Florida folks.
You know, Vanderbilt may have the most SEC fans they've had in many years on this game.
Well, Georgia's win eliminated Florida, right?
I think so.
I think they did. So it's Georgia and Tennessee. If the Volunteers win today and win next week, they go to face LSU in Atlanta. But we still have 12:50 and Vanderbilt in front of Tennessee right here. Ainge gives it to Hardesty, and he's going to be hit for about a 4-yard loss. And the crowd doesn't like the way that Vanderbilt slammed him to the ground.
Well, you got to believe that the whistle blew, quite a bit before that happened.
I've seen this more this year than I've seen any other year, where they just let them keep pushing and they don't blow the whistle. I don't know why that this is happening, but I never heard the whistle.
Second down, 13, loss of 3 on the play. Tennessee's back to the 40. Ainge out of the shotgun, back to throw, pressure's on, and complete.
And almost picked off.
Yeah, got his arm hit. Got good pressure from his right side. Grabbed his arm and knocked the ball out. Essentially almost went right into the belly of a Vanderbilt defender.
Dangerous play.
Broderick Stewart, I think, got a hand up, knocked it down. It'll be third down and 13 for the Volunteers, third and long.
He's their pass rush specialist. He's long and lean, and finds a way to get to the quarterback.
Ainge throwing deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Tennessee did not have an orange shirt anywhere near that football. It was intended for Lucas Taylor, so now Tennessee faced with fourth down, and they lost 3 yards on that possession.
Eric and his receiver just looked like they were off. Eric's throwing the corner pattern, and Taylor's running the post. Neither one of them were going to be open. Double coverage down there. Eric really shouldn't be throwing the football down there.
I don't think a high-powered hand grenade would have hit the receiver there.
Fourth down now and 13. Britton Colquitt will stand at his 25. And gets away a wobbly punt taken by Washington at the 25, and he's going down just across the 25-yard line. So a good punt by return, not by Colquitt. Not much of a return for Vanderbilt, but the Commodores put it in play, first down and 10.
And good coverage that time by Tennessee. They really broke down in front of the receiver and made sure that they had him hemmed in to make the tackle.
37-yard punt by Colquitt. So now Tennessee's defense
They've got to do the job again.
Yep, it's up to them. And they did it last time, 3 and out.
Well, if I'm Bobby Johnson, I'm opening up the whole playbook right here.
Vanderbilt's last touchdown looked this way.
Here goes Jackson Garrison breaking the tackle, taking it up for about 10 more. Good post pattern, nice shot to Washington down in the seam. And the fade pattern at the back to Smith.
On third down.
On third down. In short.
Game of inches.
Time of possession, Vanderbilt still has had the football 9 minutes more than Tennessee has this game. Mackenzie Adams has had a pretty good day. Not stunning if you look at statistics, but look at that third figure. 3 touchdown passes today for Mackenzie Adams.
And I think, once again, if you're Bobby Johnson, you've got to say, Mackenzie, get in there. We're going to run everything we've got. We've got to do something right here. We can't 3 and out.
And you want to keep the football here. You really do. You know, time of possession in a lot of games is misleading. You'll look at it. You'll say, you'll see a team get beaten time of possession by 6-7 minutes, but still they'll win by 30 points.
Yeah.
And that means you're scoring quick. In this game, it's not misleading. It tells the story today.
Well, if you take time of possession plus the turnovers, if you can consistently win the time of possession and win the turnover battle, you're in the ballgame.
Yes.
Another stat to look at, third down conversions. Vanderbilt 6 of 11, Tennessee only 2 of 10. That's a big factor in the game as well.
That is always telling.
Right. All right, Vanderbilt's got it, first down at the Commodore 27. Mackenzie Adams, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Lone setback with him is Jackson Garrison. They give it to him. He stutter steps, get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Gerard Mayo tackles him. It'll be second down for Vanderbilt. The clock is moving, 11:28 now to go in the game.
You got to believe that Vanderbilt's got to throw the football here. If they run it again, it's almost like we're going to go in the shell and expect our defense to win this football game.
We're going to run it a third time if they run it right here.
Second down 9 from the 28. Option. Flips it back. Jennings, or is that Jackson Garrison? I believe it's Jennings. He's pushed out of bounds by Hefney. It's going to bring up third and short. Jennings has carried 12 times for 27 yards. Jackson Garrison 16 times for 81 yards.
Vanderbilt's not used the option as much, as I said earlier, since the departure of Jay Cutler. With Jay, you had this giant guy who was as big as a linebacker coming out, and you had to put a linebacker on him to stop him.
Yeah, and he was pretty tough, too.
Third down. Big play right here for both teams. Adams back to throw. It's incomplete. Pass was way over the head of Bryant Anderson. And Adams wanted a flag. There is no flag, and it's fourth down. Tennessee's held them 3 and out again.
Well, he was running the slant, had pretty good coverage by Willingham. Willingham was holding him off from coming to the inside. And Adams throws the ball to the outside. I don't know that you could throw a flag there. That ball could have been caught anyway.
Upson will punt it again. Rogan will stand inside his 30 and receive it. High snap. Tennessee's coming, but he gets it away. Oh, high, booming kick. Backs Rogan up inside the 10. Rogan fights his way past the 15, and Tennessee will put it in play at the 17-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 with 10 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the game. And Louisiana Monroe is leading Alabama 21-14. 3 minutes left in the third period.
I thought you were going to say 3 minutes left in the game, and I was you know, it's amazing what some of these Division II teams or Level II teams are doing to the majors this year. It happens all the time.
Scholarship limits.
Upton got off a 59-yard punt, his best punt of the day. Vanderbilt needed it. Ainge, they give it to Foster. Foster around the left side. Foster fights for yardage, gets out of bounds past the 20. He picks up about 4, maybe 5. It'll be second down, and he stopped the clock with under 10 minutes to go.
And I think if you look at in college football, with this scholarship limits that they have, you can't go out and sign 40 kids one year and then 35 the next year. More of the lower tier teams are getting good quality players.
Sure they are. And they're also getting a lot of guys that the big ones miss on. You know, not only are they getting the extra guys that they're not getting, they're getting the crop that they miss on that could be really good players, and they turn out being really good players for them.
Ainge over the middle, caught by Briscoe out near midfield. Brilliant throw by Ainge. The catch by Briscoe gives Tennessee a first down out near the 48-yard line.
That's a good concept by Tennessee. They had somebody crossing the field under Briscoe on the lower level. Briscoe's running a seam up the middle. He gets past the linebacker, and Ainge gets it to him before 33, the safety, can get there.
27-yard gain. The pass play from Ainge to Briscoe. First down, Tennessee at the Volunteer 48.
Maybe that'll get Eric going a little bit.
Eric, plenty of time, dumps it over the middle, caught. Down inside Vanderbilt territory to the 45. Austin Rogers, the receiver. It'll be second down and short. Tennessee going in the no huddle. There you see a good pickup by Austin Rogers. Picked up about 6 or 7. It'll be second down, 3 or 4 to go. Line of scrimmage is Vanderbilt 45. They're coming hard. Ainge dumps it again. Pass caught. Lucas Taylor first down inside the Vanderbilt 35. Lucas Taylor gets the reception and another Tennessee first down. Marcus Buggs makes the tackle.
Well, Vanderbilt brought the heat again from Eric's right side. Brought the corner and brought Goff on the right side, and they were going to get to Eric, but we had a blitz route on the other side to Taylor. He does a good job of seeing it and getting it out quick on target.
Yeah, if Vanderbilt's going to blitz, they're going to have to get close to him, speed up the throw.
Vanderbilt slipping the guy in on the corner. Now linebacker fakes. They're rushing 5. Ainge, pass caught by Rogers. Rogers down to the 30, picks up 4, maybe 5 yards. Rashard Langford knocked him out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 8:31 to go.
Well, Rogers is a low guy on the rollout. Ainge is looking up the field. He's trying to get it to Hancock or Briscoe. Rogers is the guy that he's going to come down to if neither one of those guys are open.
Second down upcoming. About 5 or 6 to go. 2 receivers right, 2 left for Eric Ainge. Back to throw. Vanderbilt's coming again. Pass caught. This one by Taylor. First down to the 20. Taylor with a reception, and Tennessee is moving again. Myron Lewis there to defend for Vanderbilt.
Well, Tennessee's found something. Vanderbilt kind of dropping off in some soft zone. So Tennessee says, well, we're just going to take some 7-8 yard routes, hit them quick, and give them a chance to run with it.
I think what Tennessee's doing is they're keeping a back end, being able to pick up the blitzes that are coming. If you watch, they're blitzing, but they're not really getting any pressure on Ainge.
Well, in the past, they were picking it up, but they were still pushing the pile. Right. And Eric was feeling it. Now he knows he's picked up, so he just stands there.
Pass caught, short gain. Pass caught by Quentin Hancock to the 15. Josh Allen was right there to make the tackle. It'll be second down. 8:10 to go. DJ Moore made the tackle, rather, for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a dangerous throw because DJ Moore was right on the receiver. Now, that ball is not perfect, and I mean right on his belly button.
And not thrown hard.
Yeah.
If that pass had been lobbed over there, he would have been gone with it. Second down, about 6. Ainge is 6 out of 6, 66 yards in this drive.
Here comes the pressure again.
Coming to safety blitz, pass caught, first down. Taylor inside the 10, down to the 6. It'll be a first down and goal to go for Tennessee.
See, this is Eric's game now. This is his type of game. Catch the ball, get short routes, get it out. You know, they're going to bring pressure where they can't get to you if you take 2 steps and get rid of it.
Killing Vanderbilt with the short passes.
Well, the only way that you can combat that, if you want to bring pressure, you're going to have to get up in the face of the receivers and disrupt their time. You cannot let them have free releases and run short routes.
Ainge, first down and goal to go. Pass incomplete. Intended for Rogers. The pass was there, but he just could not quite hang on to it. It'll be second down and goal.
Yeah, that's really neither here nor there, because that was going to be about a yard gain if he does catch the ball.
Second down and goal, just shy of the 5-yard line. Clock stops, 7:19 to go in the game. Vanderbilt leading by 8.
Ainge is up, spread out to the left side. Who's our quarterback?
Gerald Jones, and Vanderbilt
Jones
calls time.
Imagine that.
That package worked against Louisiana Lafayette, but I'm not so sure it's going to work against the SEC.
You know, a lot of people use it as a changeup. You've got to block it. That's all there is to it. You know, you can fake the run and hope that somebody misses. If you got a great athlete back there running the football, you know, he makes a guy miss, and that's what that's what they're counting on. Gerald Jones is a great athlete.
And I'm thinking I'm putting my worst cover corner on Ainge when he goes wide like that.
I'm thinking I'm putting somebody in the game that you don't even care about. Put your punter out there.
Let him get a letter.
Yeah.
Put me out there. I'll guard it.
Well, one thing is, you know, they're not going to run that way because he's not going to block anybody. So, you know, I really wouldn't be worried about doing anything with him. I'd have somebody cheating in off of him.
And I think the surprising thing to me is that Vanderbilt was surprised that it happened, because just about everybody's got that package now.
Well, Jones is still in the game.
Well, maybe because it was down on the goal line that they wanted to make sure they had it all covered.
Second down and goal. Tennessee at the 5.5-yard line of Vanderbilt.
There's man coverage across the board.
They're blitzing again. Pass caught. Touchdown! Big Orange. Austin Rogers from Eric Ainge. And it is a 2-point game. And you know the Volunteers are going to go for 2 in the tie.
Well, they got the matchup they wanted. They got Austin Rogers on a safety. Safeties are not great cover guys historically. Langford was off of him too far. He just ran a simple little out move. If you hit him on time, he's got a chance to do just this: turn up and get the ball in the end zone.
Really, all you got to do is get your shoulders moving toward the end zone, and nobody's going to stop you from 1 yard.
Volunteers are going to go for 2. They have 3 timeouts remaining. 3 receivers right, 1 left. 1 setback with Ainge. That's Foster. Tennessee trying for the 2-point conversion. Ainge rolling right. Looking. Everybody's covered. Run it there. Run it. Throwing it into the end zone over the head of Quentin Hancock. He had room to run.
He did it one time, but once it went in, and also I believe he had Gerald Jones open in the end zone.
There's a point of no return.
Right here. He had Jones and he just didn't see him.
Time with 7:14 to go in the game. Vanderbilt with a 2-point lead as the Volunteers go for 2 and don't get it. And the Volunteers still have 3 timeouts left. 10 plays, 83 yards, 248. And that, my friends, was the first 2-point conversion try for Tennessee this season.
I would say something catty and looked like it, but I think I'll just pass.
That's all right, Norman.
It didn't look.
Was not pretty, I guarantee you.
Not pretty. I see a couple other quarterbacks warming up down on the Vanderbilt sideline. Nixon and can't make out the other guy. But
Richard Kovalchek,
the third-string quarterback. I imagine they're just trying to stay warm down there, or a chance we see.
I don't know if you take Mackenzie Adams out or not. He's done an awfully good job today, but I'm not Bobby Johnson.
Well, I see Adams lined up over there on the sideline with his helmet on, so I assume these guys are just down there trying to stay loose just in case something happens.
Alex Washington back deep to receive the kick from Colquitt. This is going to be Sean Walker, who's back in the game receiving it. Tennessee stops him at the 22-yard line. A lot of orange shirts were down there on the Vanderbilt receiver, and that was number 17, DJ Moore.
Excellent coverage that time by Tennessee, and they've had good coverage all day today.
Well, both teams have had good coverage, except for the one punt return, which really was only, what, 15, 16 yards.
Due more to the punt than to the return.
Right.
Tennessee's defense has stopped Vanderbilt twice in a row. The offense has scored twice in a row. And the crowd is in the game. First down, Vanderbilt. They give it to the tailback. He's not going to get much. JT Mapu was there to meet Jackson Garrison. A gain of a yard.
And if you're the tailback for Vanderbilt right here, you got to really hold on to the ball, because I can promise you every time you get tackled right now, they're going to be trying to strip it.
You know, a lot of times when you're an offense and you kind of put it on cruise a little bit, which I think Vanderbilt did once they got up to 24 points, you lose a little bit of that stinger, and a lot of times it's hard to get it back.
Absolutely. I think you have to get every play that you've got ready to go right here.
Second down, 8. Kason Jackson Garrison, the tailback, along with the quarterback, Mackenzie Adams. Back to throw. Adams tucks it and runs. He's got some yardage, but not a lot.
Oh,
knocking him out of bounds was Tennessee. And that was D'Angelo Willingham. The Vanderbilt bench wanted a personal foul flag because he claims he was being hit out of bounds. There is no flag.
Well, I don't think he was hit out of bounds. I think Willingham hit him on the sideline and drove him out of bounds. What they want a flag on is this right here, when he takes him and gives that little extra 3 or 4 yards out of bounds.
Third down, 7. Gain of a yard that time by Mackenzie Adams.
You may get that call in Nashville, but I don't think you're going to get it in Knoxville.
3 receivers right for Vanderbilt. Jennings in at tailback. Commodores have been awfully efficient. They're 6 of 12 in third down conversions. Tennessee putting the heat on. Incomplete. Intended for Washington near the 35. And for the third straight possession, Tennessee has held Vanderbilt 3 and out.
Well, you called it. The heat, the pressure is what caused that, because Alex Washington was open on a corner pattern. I mean, wide open. McKenzie just did not have time to set his feet and get the ball out there. Good pressure by the Tennessee defense, turning it back over.
Brett Upson will punt for Vanderbilt. Rogan will stand at his 35 to return it for Tennessee. Clock stops, 6:08 to go. Tennessee coming hard. High, booming kick by Upson. Taken by Rogan at the 22. Rogan breaks it to the outside. He's still on his feet at the 30. Rogan's going down the sideline. He's still on his feet inside the Vanderbilt 35-yard line. First down, Tennessee.
Great return by Rogan. You know, just a booming punt, which gives Rogan a little chance for some operating room. Vanderbilt loses contain right off the bat, and that gives Rogan a chance to get to the left sideline, and he does just what he did for 3 years here in high school at Fulton High School. Take the ball, use his instincts, and go for it.
Yeah, if you're the contained man, it looked like maybe a block in the back there, but
yes.
I may be a little biased.
I saw that online while the play was going on, but the official was staring right at it, and he never threw the flag.
Tennessee with plenty of time, 5:50 to go. They're down 2. On the line of scrimmage, the Vanderbilt 33-yard line. Tennessee jump. That's going to cost them 5. Austin Rogers went into motion before he should have.
Yeah, you're supposed to wait for that.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 21 on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll remain first down.
So now it's first down and 15. That punt return for Rogan, 45 yards, the longest of the season for Tennessee. It came on the heels of a 53-yard punt by Upson. Here's Foster, tiptoeing past the 30, picked up about 8-9 yards. Rashard Langford made the tackle. It'll bring up second down for Tennessee. Now, if you're Tennessee, you want to run the clock, run the ball, and see what you can do with it here?
Yeah, I think you're going to be fairly conservative here. I mean, you want to gain yards, obviously, but I think you're looking at field goal here.
Still a lot of time. 5:15 to go. Ainge gives it to Foster again. Foster breaks free inside the 25, has a first down. Stephen Stone saved the touchdown for Vanderbilt by wrapping up Foster down near the 22.
Well, had the counter going that way and made just a beautiful cut up inside.
Great block by Chris Brown as well. First down Tennessee at the Vanderbilt 23-yard line. 18 carries, 103 yards now for Foster. Pass caught by Brown. Still on his feet, but he loses yardage. They're going to mark his forward progress down at the 23. That's going to be no gain, maybe a loss of a couple.
It's one of those plays that helps your stats in terms of total catches for the year, but your yard per catch goes down.
Yeah, he should have. He had Stalker, or I take that back. He had Brad caught him right in front of him. Big target, big tight end for a good 6-yard gain. Should have thrown it to him instead of throwing it out sideways.
Second down, 11, loss of a yard. Delay. Foster tripped up, falls forward though to the 20. Picks up about 3. It'll be third and long for Tennessee. Stephen Stone made the tackle.
All right, well, this gets interesting because you try to keep it in the middle of the field and give your field goal kicker a good shot at it, or?
Well, it appears.
I got another Vanderbilt player shaken up. Curtis Gatewood is going to have to come out of the game, though he bounced up. Got to come out for one play at least. He's still a little shaken up. Third down and 8. Line of scrimmage is the Vanderbilt 20-yard line. It's 3rd and 7.
I don't know. We've got one back in the backfield. We're in the shotgun, and you've got 4 wide receivers. That says pass to me.
Looks like it.
3:47, clock moving. Ainge back to throw over the middle, caught short of the first down. Lucas Taylor made the reception, picked up about 5, but it will be 4th down, and Daniel Lincoln is coming onto the field with 3:27 to go.
With a pretty tough angle too.
The closer you get, those hash marks really come into play.
The line of scrimmage is the Vanderbilt 16-yard line. So this will be a 33-yard attempt for Daniel Lincoln. He's 1 out of 2 today. He kicked one from 33 before and missed one from 42 when it hit the crossbar. One of the up. And now a timeout called by Tennessee.
Trying to ice their own kicker, maybe.
2:52. They're trying to take as much time off the clock as they can because they don't want Vanderbilt to get the ball back. Now, see, when you're Vanderbilt and Tennessee kicks the field goal, let's say they make it, Tennessee goes up. Vanderbilt's offense has got an entirely new mindset. They were trying to be conservative, run the clock, take care of the ball. Now they're behind with 2+ minutes to go. They're going to be running their offense and trying to win.
They're going to be running their offense, but my point that I made earlier was, can you get back into that? I mean, they were being successful early. They were doing a great job of running the football, mixing in the pass, and keeping Tennessee off balance. they're going to be in a situation where I don't know that they're going to be able to keep Tennessee off balance. I mean, they're probably going to have to start throwing the football.
Yeah, they were like they were on the interstate there for a while. Now that they were last few series like they were on a dirt road. Can you get back on the interstate?
Can you find the entrance? You know, and like I said, a lot of times it's hard to get that juice back.
Absolutely.
There you see the numbers on Lincoln. 1 out of 2 today, 33 yards. He missed one from 42. This one is from 33 as well.
And all that hinges on Lincoln, hitting the field goal.
2:52, each team with 2 timeouts. The kick is away, and the kick is good. And Tennessee has taken the lead 25-24. But hang on, there's still 2:46 to go in the game. No doubt about this one. Good snap, good hold, perfect, right down the middle.
All you had to do is look it up at that orange mob back behind the goalpost, and you knew immediately that kick was going straight through the upright.
Which it might have been a different kind of mob if it hadn't gone through the upright.
You got that right.
6 plays, 17 yards on the drive. 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Not 17 yards. They started on the 17, didn't they? They started on the 17, didn't they? Where our stat on computer, I'm not going to blame David Grimm for that, but the stat on the computer says 6 plays, 17 yards.
Now that sounds about right. Had the good punt return.
I guess that is right. Alex Washington and Sean, our producer, Dick Dodson, said if it's on TV, it must be right. Colquitt kicks it deep. Washington, Sean Walker deep. That's DJ Brown, not Walker. And he breaks it to the outside. He's got some room. He's still going. He's out of bounds in Tennessee territory.
Not exactly the coverage you'd want from Tennessee, but the return that Vanderbilt needed. The guy that takes him out is the guy that brought it back for Tennessee earlier, Dennis Rogan.
And Moore right here did a great job right there, just waiting on his blockers and almost gets down the sideline.
Well, Vanderbilt's just a few yards away from being in field goal range with 2:34 to go.
But Vanderbilt has not had great success in that area.
After the game last week, you know that Honfeld's got to be a little shaky.
First down, Vanderbilt at the Tennessee 42. This one's going to the wire, folks. And the Tennessee defense is going to have to come through for the Volunteers. Vanderbilt trying to get bowl eligible. Kaysen Jackson Garrison, the tailback, along with Adams. 3 receivers to the left. Adams is going to pump once, throw back to the right. Tennessee got him. Back at the 47, a loss of about 5. Gerard Mayo wrapped him up for a loss of about 4 or 5 yards. Let's see where they're going to mark the ball. They're going to mark it at the 46. The loss of 3.
If you're Vanderbilt, this is not a time for conservative plays. A screen pass against a team as fast as Tennessee is way too conservative.
And he was looking for it, too.
Adams got to Washington. Washington still on his feet, out of bounds at the 40. That stops the clock with 1:56 to go. It will be 3rd down and about 7, maybe 8.
3rd of 4 downs if they don't get it right here, because they've got to go. Slips out, good effort, and then gets out of bounds.
Yeah, they'll have 2 plays to get 8 yards because they're about to the point where they'd have to go for it on 4th down.
And I'm not so sure if I'm Tennessee if I don't blitz him.
6 of 13 Vanderbilt is today on 3rd down conversions. Adams, plenty of time over the middle, incomplete. And now a late flag goes in. Way after the play was over, the intended receiver was Bryant Anderson.
He hit him early, it looked like to me. I think we'll see it on the replay.
Well, a really weak throw from Adams. I don't know whether the ball got away from
Pass
him.
interference. Number 33 on the defense. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. The penalty carries an automatic first down.
Now Vanderbilt is in field goal range with a first down and 1:50 to go.
Yeah, we're going to get another look at it here. Really weak throw by Adams. I don't know what he was doing here. And it's hard to see from there, but it did look like
it came in so late.
Well, the side judge didn't call it. The back judge called it.
That's exactly what happened to that.
Side judge is standing right there and didn't make the call.
At the Tennessee 32, they give it to the tailback. He's dropped back at the 35. Jeff Jennings dropped by Gerard Mayo. Clock continues to roll on 2nd down and 14.
Vanderbilt continues to be conservative.
You're trying to win a ball game right here. You're not trying to run the clock down for a field goal. You've got to get some yardage, some positive yardage.
And Mayo was all over that one.
3rd down, or 2nd down rather. Adams firing it. Caught. Tennessee wraps him up at the 33. And with 1:06 to go, Justin Wheeler, the receiver, it's 3rd down and about 10.
I think you've got, if you're Vanderbilt, you need 8 yards right here just to have the legitimate shot at the field goal.
Big play right here, 3rd down. Adams throwing. Incomplete. Almost intercepted by Eric Barrett.
And Adams is screaming for a pass interference. He felt like one of his receivers got knocked down and the other one got held coming out of his route. He's not, it's falling on deaf ears out there. They're not giving it to him.
Onfeld's coming on to attempt a field goal of 49 yards.
There has to be a murder weapon, I think, at this point.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure they didn't tackle his receiver early, but.
Well, this is what you practice all those kicks for.
49-yard field goal upcoming for Brian Onfeld. The snap, the kick is away. The kick is no good. Wide left.
And the Tennessee bench is just going nuts.
He had the distance. He did not have the accuracy as it turned left as it got near the goalpost.
I think you'll see it looks a little bit like a helicopter as it turns sideways here.
Oh, it just, I mean, it was close.
Yeah, it's closer than it looked like from here.
Yes. Well, I was watching the crowd, like I said, the last night I was watching the crowd back behind the goalpost, and that ball is approaching the crossbar, and I saw no reaction from back there, so you couldn't tell until the officials called it.
Coach Former, I think, leaned it out.
Tennessee's in the victory formation, and a little scuffle breaks out at the line of scrimmage. Clock is moving. Vanderbilt has 2 timeouts.
But there's no reason to use them, really. You can't. I mean, you can't extend the ball game.
Coach Johnson is on the field.
I guess at this point
he did call one. Somebody called it.
At this point, I guess you'd make them make the snap, just hoping something really strange happens.
Well, is that their first timeout?
No, they got 1 left.
They have 1 left. Well, then they can't extend it.
All Tennessee has to do is fall on the football, kneel down. And Louisiana Monroe still leading Alabama 21-14, 4:41 to go in the game. My goodness.
That would be really funny to me.
Be appropriate this year.
You know, Alabama has not won a game since they beat Tennessee on the third Saturday in October.
And look really, really good doing it, too.
Yeah. Lost to LSU, lost to Mississippi State, off a week. Now they're losing again to Louisiana Monroe. .30 seconds. They put a few ticks back on the clock. Ainge hits a knee again. And again, Vanderbilt will call time. 28 seconds. That's going to bring up a third down.
I don't really understand this, but I guess if you got the timeouts and you leave them in the bag, you figured you wasted them, so you might as well use them up.
Use every bullet in the gun, buddy.
I guess it's more of a signal of what you're telling your players. We're going to do everything we can to win.
Tennessee is going to win this game, but I tell you something, Vanderbilt came to play, and play they did.
Yeah, I got to believe that if Vanderbilt wouldn't have kind of taken their foot off the gas, we might have a different outcome here. They slowed the game down, and then they got the bad penalty, and Tennessee scored, and then the game changed.
Ainge takes a knee one more time. Vanderbilt cannot stop the clock, and that is the ball game. Tennessee rallies for 2 late touchdowns and a field goal to win it, 25-24 over the Vanderbilt Commodores. Tennessee now 8-3 with 1 game remaining, and as Eric Ainge has said all week long, this was the quarterfinals. We win, we go to the semifinals next week. They beat Kentucky, they go to the finals, the SEC championship game in Atlanta. (25-24), guys. What a great football game.
Good ball game. Vanderbilt played hard, but as Bobby Johnson's been preaching since he got there are no moral victories anymore. They lost the game.
Well, Vanderbilt did play well. Vanderbilt did not finish the game. Tennessee did. Tennessee, we talked about it, had a lot of lulls during the game, but when it counted in the fourth quarter, they came back and got a couple scores that they needed and a field goal for the 1-point victory.
Tennessee wins it 25-24. For the day, it was Arian Foster on the ground, 19 carries, 106 yards. For Tennessee, Eric Ainge was 29 of 43, no interceptions, 245 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not a bad day's work for Eric Ainge.
No, he had a really rough stretch, not making any first downs, not making any completions, but in the fourth quarter, he came alive.
Tennessee wins it 25-24. Vanderbilt drops to 5-6 on the year, but they have a game with Wake Forest next week in Nashville. They win that, they will be bowl eligible. Tennessee plays at Kentucky. If they win that one next Saturday, they will win the SEC East. For Norman Jordan and Pat Ryan at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, this is Randy Smith saying so long, everybody.
Following is a presentation of the Vol Network. Closed captioning provided by the